And it's Carmine Peace, even though I don't look like Carmine Peace, I am Carmine Peace. And you're listening to Tom and Zeus on the Shout It Out Loud cast. So keep listening, keep rocking.
Oh boy, here we go.
This is Gene Simmons.
Put that cookie down.
Kiss.
Stop pressing the button.
Stockbroker Simmons. Star? Paul Stanley. Is that what he does?
Stop shouting.
My name is Ace Frehley. He's not what you would call a handsome man. Oh no, here come the kiss times.
Is that a positive thing? Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna grab me an ice cold mellow yellow.
Why? Why do that to the fan?
Stop it.
Why? Because fuck them. That's all.
What are you talking about?
617-525-08. You do? Hey, fucko. Do you like Kiss?
Settle down.
Hello. Hey, what's up there, Kiss Army? Tom and Zeus, another episode of Shout It Out Loudcast, episode 197. KISS Kruise XI recap, part 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
What's this one about, Tom?
More cruise shenanigans. Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm getting tired of cruise talk.
I'm getting tired of Kiss Cruise.
How you can get tired of that ass, Takashi? Oh, I see your point.
There were no asses on the cruise that looked like Betty's, so
No.
not at all. Yikes.
Hair pie?
Oof.
Yes.
Oh, God. Yuck.
Tom, we're continuing our cruise talk. And last week we talked about part 1. We just put the photos up finally. I just finally did a photo dump. Yep. After this episode airs, I'll put part 2 photo dump again out. And hopefully we'll move on. But we got to get the rest of the cruise story out there.
Oh, yeah. Lots to talk about.
Yeah. And last week we did a poll. Mm-hmm. And before we go forward, we go backwards. But first, we got to give a shout out to our sponsor, Tony Barone and AB CPA Inc. Hey, Loudcasters. AB CPA Inc. is an accountant firm located in the suburbs of Chicago that can assist you with all your accounting and tax needs. For businesses, they offer bookkeeping, financial statements, payroll processing, payroll tax returns, sales tax returns, filing federal and state income tax returns, and help with starting your own business as well. I want to start my own business too. I want to do Ace Frehley's flip-flop sandal shop so people can look at my wonderfully fungi-infested feet.
Oh, God.
I don't know why I was thinking of
What
that.
the fuck is a mess?
I don't know. Well, if Ace does need a new sandal and flip-flop store, he should go to Tony Barone. Tony will help him out.
Well, Tony will help anybody out because Tony's the best.
Yeah. Good luck understanding what his business plan is, but hey, my
Tony, I need some help with my bunions. Well, that's not what I do here, Ace.
Can I write off some of these skin tag removals off my bottom of my leg?
Oh, Jesus. Skin tags. Just the eye. Poor Tony. He's trying to do an ad read on the friggin' show. It's not. It's just. Come on.
Tony is awesome.
I know.
He if he can handle Ace, he'll be happy with some of the fucking normal people that call him up. So, me a normal fucking loudcaster, please. What about me?
Wait, they're out there?
They are. We met a few of them on the cruise. For individuals, they offer help with sole proprietorship, rental real estate, trust and estate tax returns, and filing personal, federal, and state income tax returns. They have access to all 50 states. So whether you live in, do you got a couple, Tom, you can think of?
Sure. Whether you live in New Mexico or Kentucky.
Are you Governor Bill Richardson here?
Hey, remember that guy?
Hey, Governor Bill Richardson. I was an ambassador to UN. Okay, fucking chops.
Heavy D. All right, relax.
Well, those are two good states there you got there. What do you say
yeah?
there? Did you know, KISS Army, if you own a business with employees and had a 20% reduction of revenue than you did in 2019 due to COVID or state mandated shutdowns, you may be entitled to tax credits. Ace, bring me those tax credits over here. I'll take them off your hand.
What's a tax credit, Gene? I got nothing. Poor Tony. This might be the last ad read ever.
Hey, Gene, I got a new business plan. The Ace Frehley nose increaser. You start off with my nose from the 70s and you look at it, the one I got on now. It's a fucking beauty.
Jesus.
Follow him on Facebook, LinkedIn, and visit them on their website, abcpainc.com. That's abcpainc.com. Or you can email our buddy, Tony Barone, the biggest Rush fan we know.
Yeah.
Tony at abcpainc.com. That's Tony at abcpainc.com. Or call him at 708-430-3232. Again, 708-430-3232.
Yeah, ABCPA Inc.
I'm going to give him a call right after I practice for this gig. Who am I kidding? I never practice.
I don't even know what that ad read was about because I don't pay taxes. I don't even know what that is.
Oh, that's hitting below the belt. What's a fucking tax return?
Tax return? What are you talking about? I'm usually just signing off fake Chinese Gibsons for a couple bucks.
Just pay me in cash and we'll fucking cut a deal.
Just make sure Rachel ain't looking. We got more to talk about Ace later in news. We'll get to that.
Hey, Ace, want to come on our show? We love you.
He'll probably like, yeah, what's going on? I remember you guys.
You got some tax advice for me? Yeah, come on your show if you can hook me up with your buddy Tony.
There's another Shout It Out Loudcast skit. Ace Frehley Tax Consultant.
Hey, Mr. Frehley, do I get a write-off for mileage on my car? How the fuck should I know?
Ace, I need a W-2 to fill. W-2? What are you talking? You mean World War II? I don't even know what you're talking about. It's a W-2.
I'll have to look in my mantle in my basement and see if it's over there.
Next to my Grammy.
Anyway, everybody give some love to Tony Barone. We love him. The best CPA accountant that I know. And he's awesome. He takes care of all the loudcasters. They give him a call. Be the next one to call him. He's awesome.
Yeah, Tony's a great guy. And please check him out if you're looking for your tax needs. We love Tony.
And we're getting towards the end of the year, so you're definitely going to need him. So,
yeah.
Anyway, Tom, what was the poll we did last week?
Okay, the poll was, we talked about the Sail Away show. So we picked 4 songs, and which of these songs performed on the KISS Sail Away show are you most happy with seeing them play? The options were Shock Me, Plaster Caster, Two-Timer, and Going Blind. Two-Timer blew everybody out of the water. 56%.
What was important about it is how we phrased that.
Yes.
Because if we just said, what's your favorite song on this list?
Most happy with seeing them play.
Exactly. Right. So are you happy with the Tommy Thayer KISS playing Shock Me? Not is Shock Me the best song?
Oh, we're getting to that.
Oh.
We're getting to that. So Two-Timer runs away with it 56%. Then you got Shock Me at 20, Plastic Caster at 15, Going Blind at 10. Couple comments here. This is a comment that I wanted to kind of engage in. James 6 Star. He listens to our show a lot. Big supporter of the show. James, thank you. He says, I don't get the bashing when it comes to the current band doing Shock Me. I really believe it pays homage to Ace. They think that much of Tommy that he does it as a sign of respect to Ace. Ace and his band do KISS songs as well. Okay, first, here's my problem. Zeus and I have talked. I'll speak for me. Mm-hmm. I don't mind that Tommy and Eric are in the band wearing Spaceman and Catman makeup because that's the product that KISS is trying to sell to the fans. I do have a problem with Eric and Tommy singing Peter, Chris, and Ace Frehley songs. Tommy doing Shock Me, Eric doing Beth or Black Diamond, because those are specific songs made popular and written by them for the most part. The problem here is that I think Paul, and this is all Paul, I think Paul is trying to kind of gaslight the fans a little bit and saying, oh no, this is KISS. That's a Spaceman song. It's not an Ace Frehley song. And Tommy's the Spaceman, so Tommy's going to sing Shock Me. Meanwhile, everybody in the crowd is like, dude, I love the song, but we're not that dumb, are we? Maybe we are. And I guess I just went and called KISS fans dumb because we all are dumb in a certain way. But I think it's Paul being like, oh no, that's a Spaceman song. It's not an Ace Frehley song.
I see your point.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I see your point.
Oh, and as far as Ace singing KISS songs, that's stupid too if he's not the vocalist.
Dude, what the fuck is Strutter in his set list?
Exactly. But that being said, James, I appreciate and respect your opinion. If you think that it's fine with Tommy singing it, playing it, you're not dumb. I didn't mean to, if that's what you interpreted that, you're not dumb. But I that's where I stand. I don't want to hear them, especially Shock Me. Fucking Ace wrote it because it happened to him personally. But that's just me. Go ahead, Zeus.
Okay. I mean, so it would be tough because you get to the point where if there's a band and it's a big song, you can be like, oh, we can't play this song because so-and-so did it.
Also a good point. I got it.
But here's the thing. AC/DC does Highway to Hell.
Yep.
Bon Scott does not look like Brian Johnson, and Brian Johnson does not look like Bon Scott. But Brian Johnson does not copy him.
But AC/DC only has a singular lead vocalist, so they have no choice but to play those songs.
Okay, but they could play everything going forward. They could have just done fucking Back in Black as concert.
I got you.
And just dropped the Bon Scott.
That's fair. That's fair.
All I'm saying is, if you're going to do Ace songs, I get it. You can play it to how the band played it, but you don't have to do the crow feet. You don't have to do the fucking
the Rockets,
the same solo. That's the Paul. Oh, Alive is a classic, so we have to play the solos from that. Like, dude, no, come up with your own shit.
But that's my point. That's Paul saying, no, that's a Spaceman song, and Tommy is the Spaceman. It's not. That's Paul. That is Paul saying, we are the Demon, the Star Child, the Catman, and the Spaceman. It's not Peter and Ace anymore. It's Catman and Spaceman.
I'm not sure. I think Gene is the brand guy. So Gene might be saying, you got to continue with the brand. You got to. And then maybe Paul is the vindictive fuck. He's like, no, fuck him. Do it exactly like that. Fuck him. It's the Spaceman.
That's also.
That's how I see it.
Honestly, I that's also a very distinct possibility.
Right? I just think Gene is business-wise, you want a brand. Stick to the brand, the 4 faces, the 4 characters, the 4 things. Stick to people. And Paul loves the fucking, everybody loves Alive. It's the greatest live album. This is from Alive. And then do the solo from Alive.
Yep.
And Peter, do the Peter solo from Alive.
Yep.
And emulate them exactly. Walk up like you're gonna fall down and stumble, and have your feet like a 2-year-old does with his crow feet, like like come
Right.
on, dude, it's way over the top.
Oh, there's more comments about that because we got one here from Egg Hog, who says, I agree that Shock Me is an odd pick for Tommy because it's a rare Kiss song that's actually inspired by a real experience. I don't really care about the Cheater Chris fake Ace stuff, but doing that song is weird. Wow, that's exactly what I said, Egg Hog. He says, maybe do a fucking song that Tommy actually wrote. Well, that's never going to happen. And then we got a comment on that from Jazz Slob, who says, I love hearing Tommy do Shock Me. No problem with that. So that's where you get. That's the Kiss fans, and that's fine. That's just it's my personal private business, my personal private opinion.
They're not doing any
Doesn't look like you're doing any business. Let's get into a couple episodes.
That's good though, Tom. I sound like we had a few different names.
Yes,
commenting.
we did. Yeah, we did. Absolutely.
Keep them coming.
Yeah. We got another one here from, okay, this is like the longest Twitter handle on planet Earth. This is Major Parker, hashtag ZSHQ, 3 hearts, hail Billy and Winston. That's the entire thing. And they say, I would love to hear an entire episode done in your Ace voices.
Pretty difficult to do, but I think it's manageable.
We could probably pull it off somehow. Might get a little tiring. Actually, let's go to this comment from Twisted Kister. See, I can't do it. Twisted Kister, our buddy. Always enjoy these recaps. I have to enjoy this Kiss Cruise through all of the posts and videos. Glad to hear that you guys enjoy the LA Maybe, a local Carolina band. Try to see them whenever I can. Like you two, they also have a really entertaining podcast and seem to be great guys. Yes, Twisted Kister tagged them in that tweet, and now we have established a conversation with the band. So keep an eye on that. Who knows? Maybe we're now chatting with the LA Maybe guys who were awesome on the cruise.
But I got to interrupt you.
Please do. Uh-oh.
My favorite thing is 3 days into the cruise, somehow in the middle of the conversation with Jeff Trott, he's like, yeah, there's a bunch of Loudcast. I've been hanging out with Twisted Kister this whole cruise.
This is the
I'm
best.
like, who? He's like, yeah, Twisted Kister. I've been hanging on. Remember? From fucking, we saw him in Creatures Fest. I'm like, he's not on this cruise. Because then who the fuck have I been hanging out with? I don't know.
I go out. So then he shows
Twisted Kister.
So then he shows us the picture. I'm like, I don't know who that is. That ain't Twisted Kister, though.
Who the fuck have I been hanging out with for 3 days? How the fuck would I know?
Well, how the hell should I know, Connie?
But yeah, maybe it's because you were fucking comatose shit face their whole cruise, Jeff.
Dude, the only kid walking around with a aluminum tumbler filled with vodka all week. Like, Jeff, we drinking water? No, vodka. Why? What are you talking about?
I think it was my goal every day when I saw Jeff Trotz to make him laugh.
It worked.
Fuck making him crack up.
It worked.
I fucking love it.
Another good one here. This comes from Tally Faulkner. I'm living vicariously through you guys. Hopefully I will see and meet you next year on the Kiss Cruise. All right, Tally, that'd be cool. Amy J, great episode as usual. Love hearing tales from the cruise. Oh, and then our friends over at the I Remember Now Queensryche podcast. Oh. Our buddy Steve Wright from Potter Than Hell. That's his he's got a sidecast himself. A couple other guys are on
there. He's got a sidecar?
I
thought the sidecar smashed into the pole and everything.
Great episode as always. Looking forward to part 2. Yeah, if you guys are Queensryche fans, check them out. It's called I Remember Now, the Queensryche podcast. Good stuff.
Do they not? They don't talk about Lizzie Borden and stuff there, do they?
No, it's just Queensryche. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And then apparently we were criticized because it took me 90 minutes before I said that I enjoyed the cruise. John Schaefer, big fan of the show and supporter. We love John. He was upset that we didn't start off the show by saying how great it was. And that we took our time getting to that point and talking about the citrus toilet smell and all that other stuff. So we love John, but I think he was applying for an intern as a production manager.
Yeah, the thing I said, as I said to John, I'm like, buddy, do you not know our show? This is us. This is how we do our thing. And there's plenty of other footy pajama Kiss podcasts, shitting out Kiss Sunshine every day. And that's what you want. Have at it. There are plenty of them out there you can listen to.
Right.
But this is how we do our show, and this is how we're going to continue to do our show. Hopefully you'll stick around. And I think he got it. And it's just a fucking fun.
It was fun. And we've interacted with John many times. So we had a good time with him. All right, so that's Twitter.
All right, Tom. Let me get to Facebook. New Patreon member, Tom Sellig. The fucking name. I love it.
Dude, that guy was super active on the cruise. God bless him.
All over the place. If you follow him, he put a lot of photos up. He's got a lot of stuff going on. Tom's a great guy. We had fun hanging out with him. Great meeting you guys. And he put a photo of his shirt that he made, the Shout Out Loudcast. And on the back, it says, "Thanks, Paul. God bless you, brother."
I love it.
Yeah. Our buddy, Brad, I know every fucking crappy band there's ever been in the world, Rusthoven.
Oh, come on. That's Backpack Brad. Backpack.
I'm just saying he knows of them. That's all. He knows very obscure information.
I'll give you that. If there was like obscure band Jeopardy, Brad would crush it.
Him and the Potter Than Hell people could take on anybody.
I agree.
Great recap. Be sure to listen to the entire outro of Kiss Karaoke. A great what the fuck with Tom with 22 seconds left.
I went back and listened to that. I was completely unaware because it's the guy singing Going Blind. And all of a sudden in the background, you just hear, what the fuck?
Dude, it was the most. I tried to describe it to somebody. I have video of it. If somebody wants it, DM me. I'll send it to you. I wasn't going to put it up because it was a fucking freak show between the hefty women in the sailors' outfits that just were not very flattering. The fucking little lady from Poltergeist.
Oh, yeah. With the inflatable guitar just bouncing around on stage
that
all night.
Inflatable guitar the whole fucking Kiss Cruise on Kiss Karaoke the whole time. A bunch of fucking Kiss, I don't even know what to call them. Tards, morons, idiots, dressed up, singing Lick It Up. Alan walking around with his tongue out, performing Air Cunnilingus, and then fucking Sad Gene walking around and Alan licking his cape. Fucking the most surreal fucking thing you'll ever see.
Tracy said it best. Our lovely friend Tracy, who stayed with us for the week. We love Tracy. She said it the best. She said, going to Kiss Karaoke is like if a mental institution had family weekend.
Dude, you guys had
and everybody shows up like, oh, okay, you're gonna do karaoke. Good job. Okay.
Yes.
Oh man.
Oh my God. And then you had this little short guy singing Going Blind in the middle of this. And just looking at each other. I don't know how many times everybody looked at each other and was like, what the fuck are we looking at?
It was way different this year compared to last year. Like last year, I felt like it was crazy, but it was like fun and weird. Like this year, it was
surreal.
Like, it was like, what? Like after like 5 minutes, you weren't laughing anymore. You were like, what the fuck?
Yeah. There's a private game that we play, and I won't say it because I'll get in trouble if I say it.
Yeah, don't.
But there's a private game that we play, and this game you would be out within like 3 tries. So
you'd lose.
I got it wrong.
Yeah.
So anyway, Sean DeHaan, debate which is a higher in statute, a kiss tard or a cruise tard?
Ooh, well, to be a cruise tard, you have to be a kiss tard. So I think kiss tard's higher.
Yeah. Our lovely friend, Jeff Kinsley.
Yeah, Jeff.
Oh, we had a lot of fun with him and Michelle.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Loudcasters. Awesome time hanging out with you guys. Got to agree that those deep cuts were far from deep. Anyway, at least Thinkin' Stanley was not on the ship.
Thinkin' Stanley here, people.
Let's drink those Sam Adams and get more tattoos.
Yeah.
Mentioned the awesome tattoo that Jeff had got.
Yes, it's awesome. Hotter than hell stuff. Yep.
Yeah, and Michelle adds, we had such a fun time. You guys are hilarious. The episode was great. Agreed that Bruce Kulick's sets were sick. Looking forward to part 2. Tell Christy I said hi. And I'm like, I will when I find her, but I think you mean Tracy.
Oh, that was so great. She's like, oh, now Tracy with her Southern charm and her Southern politeness. Michelle, through no fault of her own, was like, oh, blah, 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 Christy. And Tracy was like, oh, okay. I go, what are you talking about? Her name's Tracy. And Michelle's like, oh my God, I've been calling you Christy the entire time. And Tracy's like, it's okay. I'm like, no, it's not.
I didn't
okay.
witness that. So that happened on the boat?
It happened. Yeah, we were right in front of the bar on the pool deck.
And then she just did it again?
No, she did that. That was the joke.
Oh,
that was the joke.
Oh, I didn't get it. I'm like, oh, you mean Tracy?
No, that's the joke because she screwed up and called her Christy on the ship.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yes.
So that's why I just said, you mean Tracy?
Yes. Oh, I thought you got the joke too.
No, I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. That's what happened.
No. Here's an interesting comment. John Paulovich. I hope I say that right, John. Thanks for touching on Ace's appearance last week at the Chiller Theater Convention in New Jersey.
Yeah. Yep.
I was there and waited 45 minutes in line for Ace.
Oh,
there
no
was
shit.
No movement on the line, and I gave up.
Oh, man, that sucks. Wow. Oh.
Our friend Bunny Lebowski.
Yeah, Bunny.
Docs regret that he didn't kill Peter Criss. Wow. That prick's drunk so many gallons of Kool-Aid, he makes Jim Jones look like a beginner. Without Peter Criss as a founding member, Doc would be schlepping road cases for poison right now.
Oh.
That's not an opinion. That's a fucking fact.
Nice, Bunny.
Yep. I'll take that.
All right.
I guess we missed Adam Nierenberg. He was on week 1.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh. What?
Sinkin' Stanley.
Oh, jeez.
Think of Stanley here, people, and listen.
Here it comes.
He put a fucking Love Boat theme.
Oh, that was incredible.
Of all the characters he had, he put him in the fucking, like, that circle thing with all the Love Boat.
In a little porthole from the ship, and he puts the faces on there. Oh,
Chef, why sink? Carrot bottom.
I totally forgot about Chef. Boy, do I sink. What the fuck?
Green Simmons.
That is fucking. Oh. Wait, hold on. Before you continue, he was on Eddie Trunk again.
Oh, that's right.
And Eddie Trunk mentioned us.
Yeah.
So when you listen, so he calls in Eddie Trunk's show, and Eddie now, and you can hear Eddie trying not to laugh, but he can't hold back. And he mentions, he's like, yeah, if you listen to any of the KISS podcasts, and then he mentioned us. I'm like, I thought that was kind of cool. We shared the audio. I mean, it's look, just try to have some fun, people. Just try to lighten up. You know, it's all in good humor and shit. You know,
people are getting all upset. There's some fucking girl that follows us. What's her name again? And like, it's like, oh, you guys are just mean.
Dude, she fucking hates us, but she follows us on Twitter and Facebook.
And anytime Sinkin' Stanley says anything,
she
like,
gets
he's so mean and you guys are allowing this. Dude, grow up. Fucking settle down.
Lighten up, Francis.
Yeah. But the thing, to go back on Eddie, he knows exactly who Sinkin' Stanley is.
Oh,
he
absolutely.
knows what he's getting into.
Of course.
He loves that shit.
Yep.
We have a guy here. He goes by Sinkin' Stanley.
Yeah.
Sinkin', what do you call some Sinkin'?
Listen, Eddie.
Sinkin' Stanley here, Eddie. And listen.
Where are my Dubai DVDs?
We already touched base on Doc's comment about the Dubai shit. We're not getting into
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Crash Crafton asked about the Richie Kotzen shows. I'll let you talk about that a little bit later. I didn't catch any of that shit.
Yep. Stay tuned.
I'm not wasting fucking any minutes talking about Richie Kotzen. Sorry. Fucking. Justin Steele. Your reaction just validates why I haven't spent $1 seeing Thayer Singer Kiss. It seems everything is a money grab. it's never really about the fans, especially with YouTube. You could take it all minus the shit smell near the buffet.
Oh, God.
Best quote of the episode was, "It smelled like fresh smeared shit."
God almighty.
It did. Like somebody just stepped on and squelched.
It's like when my dog shits in the backyard and I have to pick it up. I'm like, oh, God, that's horrible.
When you can smell your pet's shit before you see it.
Yeah, brutal.
You're like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, God, you must have been on the cruise.
Speaking of cruise, so we finally did the photo dump of part 1 type photos all the way up to the
KISS show,
the KISS indoor show, and our buddy, Mr. Suave himself, Joey Casada. I'm looking through our Facebook stuff to get to the post. Put on some like broke ass 1998 Photoshop urban sombreros on our heads, and was infatuated with our wardrobe there, Tom.
Yeah, look, we love Joey. I'll be the first one to admit if we're wearing something stupid. Like I a couple people would make teasing me about my bucket hat and stuff. Dude, I don't get my shorts. Like they're fucking plain khaki shorts. I'm a 49-year-old guy. I mean, what am I supposed to? I don't understand. I don't get. I mean, I don't shop at the rock and roll store like drummer Joey Casada.
He gets his clothes at the rock and roll store at the mall.
Yeah, like sorry, I dress like an old guy at his kid's baseball game. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I don't get it.
And apparently wearing Nike sneakers and Nike white socks.
Well, you can't do that either.
You know, that's against the rules.
Well, no.
According to Joey fucking poison fucking crew member Casada.
Well, no, Zeus, you're on a KISS cruise, don't you? You have to wear like combat boots with like buckles and shit. Like you have to wear drummer footwear.
Or better yet, make sure I get that bandana to wrap around my ripped jeans. That
yeah, I said, Joe, we love you. You continue to shop at Chess King, and we'll continue to dress like old guys that are almost 50.
Oh yeah, fucking that's great.
We love Joey. Oh my God, if he had any balls, he'd come on the KISS cruise with us, but he won't.
Yeah, I tell you. Over on Loudcasters, our buddy Michael Murphy. Good to hear some appreciation for the LA Maybe. Really good band.
Yep.
Josh Brown. Fun episode, guys. I'm glad you all had a blast on the cruise. Bruce is just a guy I would love to see live. After I saw the set list for Sail Away Show, the first thought that went through my head was big old meh.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not surprised, though. Just like before, paying more for less.
Yeah.
I don't want to call KISS lazy, but it just feels complacent, going through the motions. If this is indeed your last show at the Seas as KISS, would you not want to go out with a bang instead of a whimper? The set lists were whimpers. Still glad you had a blast and can't wait to hear part 2.
Yeah, you know what? I know people hear us and they think we're like cheering this kind of sentiment, but it does bum out both of us that you kind of have to sit there and be like, wow, are they getting lazy? Are they mailing it in? Is it, because fuck them, that's why? Like, is that what's going on? We're
going to get to that because we're going to be talking about the indoor show right up. That's our first part of this topic. So,
Yep.
Daniel Holler Houston, great episodes. I have to say that Doc is so full of shit when it comes to KISS putting on the makeup in the 70s. There was a whole scene in New York City, and people were trying to one-up each other to be more outrageous and outlandish than the Dolls. Without KISS being a great band musically, none of that would have mattered. Absolutely, Daniel.
Great point.
Like, I thought, I don't know, does the band hear what Doc says? He's
Dude, we looked
very dismissive.
Do you remember when he said that? Do you remember when he said that? We looked at each other.
I'm like, dude, that's a fucking major. What are you talking about?
Like, dude, you just told a crowd of about 1,000 people that KISS couldn't make it. That's why they put the makeup on. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, and then keep making the stupid comments about just bad lyrics.
Yeah,
whatever.
No, you're right. You're right. I wonder if Paul was like, wait, what did he say?
Yeah, exactly. He's just getting crankier and crankier.
Yeah,
settle down, Chip Magoo.
Chip Magoo.
Yeah. All right, Tom, over on YouTube.
All right.
You do.
Mr. Antonio 2005. Great first recap. Chip Magoo versus Peter Chris at WrestleMania this year at No Holds Barred Fall Count Anywhere match. Special guest referee is the Ayatollah of Rock and Roller, Jericho, if Tony Khan approves, with the WWE legendary jobber Frankie Williams at the bell.
My God.
Frankie Williams.
Love it.
Oh, man. Marty Wright wrote a whole fucking book here. Sorry, Marty, it's just way too much. But I do tell people to go please look at his fucking funny shit on YouTube, Marty White's comments. Pat and Diorama. I watched some of the non-music events from the cruise, like Newlyweds Game, Smarter Than a Rock God, and Paul's Q&A. Gene was acting silly and goofing around, entertaining the fan. Paul looked embarrassed over Gene's actions. Paul was acting like he was Jesus Christ himself, spouting wisdom from the mount at his Q&A. Yep, that's about right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I got. Over to you, bro. Over to you, brother.
Thanks, Paul.
No problem.
Yeah, well, let's bang through some emails here. So we got one submitted to us on our website, shoutitoutloudcast.com. We love when people do it. This is from Stephen Wood. Thanks, guys. Entertaining as always, but I don't think I've ever heard two worse examples of karaoke than at the start and at the end of the show. Is that as bad as it got, or did it get even worse? No, that was as bad as it got. But trust us.
We didn't catch all of it, so we may have missed something, but yeah, those are the ones we got to tape. You know, other times you're distracted, whatever. But I got those ones on, and Tom got Parasite. I got the Going Blind one.
Yep. We got one here from our buddy Johnny G. Hey guys, sounds like you guys had a blast on the cruise. Can't wait to hear more stories on the next episode. Also, I enjoyed the fact that of you two jokers pulled a name like Shecky Green out of your ass. Hilarious. That's why I enjoy your podcast. I never know where your conversations are going, but I'm always entertained with the results. Leave the jokes to Tom and Zeus. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Paul. Also, regarding the Klassik TV Dorm Damage episode, our little sidecast there. The shows you both mentioned brought back some great memories. One of my favorite shows to watch was Johnny Quest, the cartoon. Wow, I remember that. Thanks for the weekly chuckles, Tom and Zeus. Peace out, Johnny G. All right. We got a good one here from our buddy Keith Wetzel. Long time no talk. Been a while since I've written to you to say how much I enjoy every show every week, as well as your sidecasts. Truly look forward to each and every one of your discussions on our favorite band, both good and bad. I've not been on any of the cruises and don't really have a desire to, but love to hear about what happened on each of them. You guys do a great job of giving the audience a perspective of what they would experience if they were there. One thing, I'm surprised that you didn't bring up Paul's comments at the beginning of the Sail Away show that I watched on YouTube on how they're using tapes or not really playing in a sarcastic manner. It's as if he's antagonizing those detractors. This isn't the first time I've heard him doing this. I believe he did it on tour this year during the meet and greet and sound check. I was curious to hear your thoughts on this. Continue doing what you're doing. It's why you're at the top. And always remember that you, the Shout It Out Loudcast, saved KISS podcasts. Forget the haters. You won. Oh boy. Keith, we did comment on that. We mentioned how Paul's like, hey, in case we make a mistake or if there's any bumps in the road or whatever kind of little catchphrase he uses, right?
Yeah, it's just the caveats, the disclaimers he's always got to put out. It's not very becoming of a rock star.
No. And we're going to finish up feedback with one from Andy Salter. Hey, boys. Wow. Thousands of dollars to see the same boring songs, a bitter Chip Magoo, and a smell of citrus-flavored shit surrounded by Kiss tards? Where do I sign up? But to be fair, I'm sure it's a bunch of fun, and I look forward to hearing the next episode. Take it easy, fellas. Andy Salter. Andy, anybody like yourself that can legitimately get Zeus and I to laugh out loud at an email or a message, you, my friend, are comment of the week.
Yeah, Andy.
Excellent. Yes.
Tom, before we go further, we'd like to give a shout out to our awesome Patreon family. The Patreon family supports the show and is a huge reason why the show keeps growing and growing. And it inspires us to keep putting more and more time into the show. Hence, you start seeing things like Dorm Damage come out. And where we're at a point now, we're almost banging one a week. to get that stuff out to you guys. And people are really gravitating to that because they want to, sometimes they want to move on from KISS, and it's a nice release from us. But all that, the time, the effort, the software, the dedication, and all that is helped huge by Patreon. The Patreon members subscribe. They have different tiers. They help us monetarily. And with that, they get some perks from us, whether it be merch, involvement, polls, info, sneak peeks, you name it, we get them involved. And the Patreon family has been so successful, it keeps fucking growing. We have another new Patreon member we want to give a shout out to, Ray Cordova.
Yeah, Ray.
I believe Ray's been with us for quite some time, but he jumped on.
Yep.
And it's greatly appreciated, Ray, that you jumped on and have now a spaceman tier. I think the last 4 or 5 people jumped on as spaceman.
Why wouldn't they? I'm the fucking best.
Yeah. And Ray, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Glad you could join the Patreon family. We think you're going to like it here. And anybody else that's interested, you want to help the show, people ask all the time, how can you help? Join our Patreon. It's a big reason why the show keeps growing and growing and growing. And if you're interested in Patreon, go to our awesome new website, shoutitoutloudcast.com. First page, you'll see it. It says Patreon. Click right up top, and you'll go in there and you get to see what it means to be a Patreon member and read all about it. You have questions, you can always text us, message us, DM us, all that. We're happy to help. And thank you, Ray, for jumping on board. And thank you to all the Patreon members. And you out there listening, no stopping. Come on, join the family and come join the fun. And again, much love to our Patreon family.
Patreon, you guys are the best. Special shout out to Ray Cordova. Ray, thank you so much for jumping on board. Like Paul says, doesn't matter which floor of the KISS elevator you get on, you're on board now, brother, and we appreciate it very much. Thank you so much, and thank you to all of our Patreon family. You guys are amazing, and we thank you every week, and you deserve all those thanks for everything you do. So thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Tom, what we're going to do now is go over to KISS World, and the band just got back from the cruise. And what else is going on?
Yeah, so they just got back from the cruise. They have an event on November 30th in Tokyo at the Tokyo Dome. And then they're doing the Hell in Heaven Festival in Mexico on December 4th. That's it. No new dates have been announced, nothing. So that's where we're going on with that. In other KISS-related news, our buddy Sam Loomis dropped a couple of videos yesterday on Tuesday, November 8th, and we're recording Wednesday, November 9th right now, and those videos are gone, and so is his YouTube account. The videos were kind of weird. There was one of them that was actually interesting, but it lasted too long. It was about 15 minutes. There was no audio, and it was outtakes of, remember the scene that we love in the Sure Know Something video when they're doing, and it's the 4 faces? It was outtakes of them filming that. And it was cool, but I'm like, okay, this is 15 minutes of the same exact shit. But it was interesting. And then there was some other clips, like real raw footage. Again, no audio of Love Gun Tour stuff like Houston 77, that kind of stuff. And they're gone already, and the YouTube account's already gone. I don't know if he pulled the plug on it or if YouTube did, but that was it. Short-lived.
You're privy to all that stuff because you're still behind the scenes getting messages, aren't you?
Oh yeah. I'm in communication with our buddy Roy quite frequently, whether it's about Sam Loomis stuff or kind of KISS Tard insider stuff. So yeah, Roy, we communicate quite often.
Tom, did I not see a guy on the cruise that I snuck a photo of? I'm like, dude, that looks just like Roy.
Yep. And the first thing I said is Roy ain't coming on the cruise.
But there was a guy that looked just like him.
It's true.
Oh. And at the concert, before I forget about it, at the KISS Indoor show, I look over, I'm like, holy shit, that guy looks just like Tim Bream. Sinkin Stanley.
Imagine that.
That guy looks just like him.
Yep.
And I took snapped a photo of him too, Tim.
Yep, that's right.
So there's a couple of doppelgangers on the
cruise. Yep.
Yeah.
Another bit of news, our buddy Ace, He's got a couple shows wrapping up the end of 2022. But this is interesting. You guys are familiar with those rock and roll fantasy camps, okay? He's doing a rock and roll fantasy camp in New York next week. Dude, I had no idea because I'm not interested in these things. The Rockstar 101 package.
With Ace Frehley.
This package is customized for beginners. Do you want to guess how much that costs?
How long is it?
I think it's for 4 days.
$4,000.
$6,000. And then they have packages that go all the way up to, this one is $8,500.
I'll show you how to snort cocaine right off your Les Paul.
Guys, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You get to sit back and watch Dick Wagner play all my solos.
Me and you will play a couple hands and we'll get into my fucking DeLorean and smash it up.
Fantasy camp, it's going to be amazing. I get hammered. I pay somebody to yell at me and ask me where I am. It's fucking great.
Watch how I answer when my tour manager says, Ace, come on, you got to practice. You got sound check. Watch as I answer. I'm not doing it.
Look at this. One of the things, this is like the itinerary. Be placed in a band and be mentored by one of the Rockstar counselors for 4 days. Hey, my name's Ace Frehley. I'm going to be a counselor for the next 4 days.
Mr. Frehley, what do I do next? What the fuck should I know?
Well, I know. I don't even know where I am right now. I paid $8,500 to get in here.
Hey, I'm going to call my brother Gene up. Gene, what do I tell this guy? He says he has to make it to rehearsal. Tell him to show up, Ace. Why the fuck would I tell him that?
Here's another one. Attend your choice of a variety of master classes during camp given by our counselors in excelling at your instrument, vocals, songwriting, and more. Mr. Georgia, you've been assigned your counselor as Ace Frehley. Hey, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to sing or write a song, but I'll take your money.
Well, here's a classic. Never mind. Shook Me All Night Long or Layla, any of those songs. This one's called Torpedo Girl. It's about the time I was taking a bath with the chick and she took a dump. So I called her the Torpedo Girl.
Here's another one. Attend various jam rooms during camp led by your counselor. Dude, I wish we had the money for this. I wish this wasn't so outrageously priced. Can you imagine an episode if me and you went to rock and roll fantasy camp with Ace? Oh,
I'm your Muppet in charge. I mean, I'm your guitar god in charge. I'm going to show you how to play a couple riffs.
Oh, my God. I'm just laughing my ass off thinking about this.
I'll teach you how to sing Led Zeppelin songs like Good Times, Bad Times. I do it so well, they tell me you can't tell the difference. In the days of my youth.
Hey, guys, it says something here about enjoying a gourmet catered meal. That's why I'm here.
I'm gonna fuck it. Let's go to Mickey D's and pick up a couple McRibs before they go out of stock.
What the fuck? Dude, I'm telling you, fucking Ace is the gift. He's the gift that keeps on giving.
He's definitely fucking into the McRib thing. Well, why not? It's a delicious meal. I better hoard a few before they stop selling it.
I'm a big fan of any pork flavored product, and the McRib is delicious. You ever see how they make those?
How about I wash it down with an orange high C? You want an orange Fanta? No, the orange high C is my type of brand that I like.
The only problem with the McRib, I wish they dropped them in March so I could wash it down with one of those green shamrock shakes I'm a big fan of.
But when they changed my diaper, I got a big old green mess. I need to be wiped down after I have a McRib from the top to the bottom.
You paid $8,500 to wipe my ass.
Part of the gig is you gotta change my diaper. Dude, what the fuck? What the fuck? We gotta stop. This is just this is people are gonna be like, oh, there's a podcast talking about the cruise. I want to see what I missed. He's having a shamrock shaking McRib needing to change his diapers.
People are listening right now going, what the fuck are these guys doing? Do they even get to the cruise yet?
No.
85 minutes in, you haven't said you liked it. No, sorry. Oh, God. Oh, my head hurts.
Fucking Ace.
This is Ace. This is why I love the guy. Oh, God. Oh, all right. All right, I got to collect myself now. Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, a couple birthdays. Peter Chris's lovely wife, who I met, Gigi.
Oh, yeah.
Her birthday.
Okay.
Our lovely Tommy Taylor.
Oh, yep.
Celebrated a birthday. And none other than Shout It Out Loudcasters future Hall of Famer.
Ooh, what does that mean?
Le Champion. Chris Jericho celebrates. I believe he's 52.
Electric Boogaloo?
I don't know, but he put a fucking photo of himself not wearing a shirt, and he's all fucking jacked and ripped.
That looks pretty incredible.
Looks fucking great. Happy birthday to our buddy Chris.
Absolutely. We love Chris.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't see him slowing down anytime soon.
Hell no. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's about it for Kiss World stuff. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, and one other piece of info I want to talk about was while we were gone, apparently every celebrity died. And
oh, Jesus,
and there's
yes.
somebody that had to post about it on our Loudcasters page.
Oh.
We apologize. We weren't there. We try to fix as much as we can, but internet, as you can tell, as we describe on the show, was really shoddy. And we kind of put an end to that shit.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So thanks for pointing it out. And please rat these fuckers out. I don't know what the point in. I think it's like if you read the article, you'll probably get all sorts of spam and all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they were putting it up, but they did. We got rid of it. Hopefully it won't happen again. We apologize for the bullshit you guys had to deal with.
Yeah, we've made some changes to the group settings. So if it appears that, there's a little bit of an approval process, quote unquote, before things are getting posted, we're just trying to weed through all that bullshit so the page isn't getting filled up. But please, if we miss something, by all means, keep reporting those things, because we get those notifications and we try to act on those immediately. We delete the post, we block the user. So again, yeah, it was a lot of shit was going on while we were away. So thank you guys for being vigilant on the Loudcasters group page on Facebook.
Yeah, thank you guys. Tom, what we do next is we take a little break. I'm gonna go help Ace tune up this guy's guitar and clean up the puke that he left in the bathroom.
All right, I'm back. Ace was trying to make a McRib in his kid's easy bake oven, and it just wasn't working out for him. So it kind of turned into a mess. So, but we're back.
Loves those McRibs. Tom, we're talking about part 2. So
yes.
Last time we left our Kiss Cruisers, they were preparing for Kiss concert indoors.
Mm-hmm.
Day 1. So the first Kiss concert indoors. Okay.
Yep.
So up until then, we were all prepping. We had just gotten back, I believe, from being accosted and sold every kind of narcotics possible from Cabo Wabo, if I'm correct.
That's right.
And we got to go in the pool. I jumped in the pool after Steve Wright.
I was in the pool.
Nobody would come in with me. I was very disappointed.
I was there.
You were hanging out and keeping me company.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
so was sexy Jeff Trott too.
Yes.
But I did go in the pool once. That fucking water is freezing.
Yeah. Well, it was like friggin' wasn't that. I mean, it was warm outside at Cabo, but at night it was fucking cold.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we just prepped and got ready for the show.
Yep.
Unfortunately, our cabin mates did not have tickets.
Yeah, well, we've ranted about that whole policy, but yeah.
But they did get a chance to see the simulcast.
Yep.
And and so the KISS concert began. Do you want to tell me what you think when they came out?
Yeah, so because it's on a very, very small indoor club stage, there's no, you've seen our pictures, so there's no platforms, there's nothing, no flames, bombs, nothing, and they literally just walk out onto the stage. It's really kind of interesting. So they come out, they got big smiles on their faces. Paul talks as everything, it's Halloween, all tricks and treats or whatever little fucking punchline he had. And then they rip right into a favorite of ours, I think, right? A deep cut. I would say this is a legitimate deep cut.
Absolutely.
This is a legitimate deep cut. They kick into Love 'Em, Leave 'Em.
And I try to avoid as much as I could all the fucking spoilers on Facebook and all the idiots
Me too.
from week one.
Yep.
I thought I saw it, but my mind wasn't 100% sure I saw it.
Me too.
So when they played it, I was like still surprised, but not that shocked because I thought I saw it. I love the song. I love that they played it too.
Me too. Yep. I love it. It was great. It was fun. It was new. It's like, okay, this is what we came here for. Some deep cuts.
Yep. And then what did they get into?
Detroit Rock City.
I thought I saw somebody, whether on Loudcast's page or KISS Cruisers. Someone's like, oh, how the fuck they open up with Love 'Em and Leave 'Em? They need to open up with a killer like Detroit Rock City. Dude, haven't you ever seen a KISS fucking concert? You haven't heard this?
The guy pretty much got bludgeoned in the comments. Everybody said what you just said. They're like, dude, you're on the KISS cruise. They don't open up with that. Like,
yeah, but just, was it a bad version, Tom? No. Was it a necessary version?
No. And then just like on Destroyer, they go right into King of the Nighttime World.
I love the song. Yep. I can't complain. I love the song. I thought they did a good job on it.
Yep.
It
was great.
He yells out, make some noise. And then they go on to another deep cut, which I was really shocked.
Yeah, I couldn't believe.
War Machine.
Yeah, it was incredible. I'm like, KISS is so good at killing great songs. Because I love this song. I don't think I ever need to hear it ever again in my entire life.
I love it live. I love it live. I love the footage,
the graphics.
I love the dragon circling in the little monster. Like, what do you call it? The little skeleton. Yeah, getting warp and stuff, and the dragon flying in like Game of Thrones and breathing the fire. Yep. So I love all that shit. There was no sirens though.
No,
but I still love it.
And speaking of fire, then they go into Heaven's on Fire, which
who is that being played for?
Spoiler alert. It is the only non-makeup song on the entire indoor show.
But who is that played for?
I don't know.
Who's clamoring for Heaven's on Fire?
I don't know.
Who has been like, I've never heard that song. I'd love to hear that live.
Weird. And then me and Zeus are getting all fired up because Paul comes out and says, here's a song we've never played before on the cruise. And we're like, oh, shit. It's I Want You.
Like, and then I fucking dropped the bomb and
I wish you did. You should have. I mean, yeah, it's a good song. I've never been a huge fan of the song. It's okay, but I was like, all right, okay, okay.
I Want You, really? That's what you think? You're like, oh, they're gonna love this. Are you that clueless about your fan base?
Yeah. And then they go.
He doesn't end it with he does a mini stupid I Want You little thing. Oh,
yeah, that's right.
Dude,
I forgot about
what
that.
The fuck, man?
Yep.
You're not impressing people with that shit. Stop.
Zeus, don't be this negative. People are going to get mad at us. And then the next one, I love this. I mean, it's not a deep cut. They played it before. They've played it on the end of the road a couple times. They went into Parasite. I'm never going to complain about Parasites. I love it. And then they go into it's definitely not a deep cut because they played it on stuff, but it's not a song you hear them play all the time. And maybe that's for the reason because the solo I absolutely love, but Making Love, I love the solo.
Again,
solo is fucking awesome.
Take out Love 'Em and Leave 'Em. These are songs that they've played in the last 20 years.
Oh, easily.
There's a song list of like 30 songs.
Yep.
And a few of them were taken out during End of the Road.
Yep.
But before that, in different tours and stuff, they would pop in. You'd get a Making Love. You'd get a Hotter Than Hell. You'd get a Got to Choose, a Flaming Youth here and there. So these are not deep fucking cuts. We've heard you play these the last 20 years.
Of course.
They're not like Love Them and Leave Them where you don't play that live and you're like, fucking look at the fan reaction when you did Love Them, Leave Them, and then everything else. Come on.
Well, yeah. And then they get the crowd really excited with one that they haven't played in a while. I Love It Loud.
And then I write, Tom Goes to the Bathroom.
Seriously.
You went up and left.
I literally went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I'm like, again, come on, people. Come on.
But, they follow that up with She. Again, another song that they've maybe taken out.
I don't mind that, though, because it's not something you hear all the time. But I know what you mean.
They've played it in the last couple of years. So, and then they follow that up with something that you got to have, a guitar solo.
Oh, I know. Just fucking brutal. But then they follow that up with, I would say this is a deep cut because it's not on any compilations. It's not on any live albums, except it's on You Wanted the Best. Take Me. I was thrilled to hear this. I'm like, this is a great song. I love this song. Never heard it played live. Great. Now, obviously, you can see on the Sail Away show, they went heavy on the Hotter Than Hell album. On the Indoor show, they're banging out Rock and Roll Over.
Which is a good thing. I like it.
Right, exactly. So Take Me was great. And then after this, it's probably my favorite Kiss song of all time. I've heard them perform it live. It's certainly not a deep cut, but they played Come On and Love Me. So that was like a pleasant for me personally.
There you go.
For me personally, that was a pleasant surprise because I love that song. And it was great. Okay.
Nothing from the fucking End of the Road should be on this set list. But
I agree. And then, of course, everybody's favorite deep cut, Cold Gin. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Stop. And then to make this worse, Paul and Tommy do this little riff off where Tommy's like, din-in-it, and then Paul's like, din-in-it, and they're trying to do like a little battle. I'm like,
oh, it was battle of fucking Tony Musalam versus Kevin Jepsen on guitar. Fucking Jesus Christ. I'd rather see Tommy and Kevin battle. It was like, what the fuck?
But the cool thing about
Tony and Jepsen. Yeah. And then Gene jumps in, does a little bass solo.
Oh,
and then Eric jumps in and does a little drum solo. Oh, congratulations. You're showing us that you can play your instruments.
Yeah. But the good thing is they got 4 songs left and they're all deep cuts and starting with Love Gun. Right?
I think he literally said, all right, Love Gun.
He absolutely did. And we laughed at it. We looked at each other and laughed. Yep.
But he also started Love Gun a cappella.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it's all just legendary songwriters. Yeah. Oh, you guys sing this. You know these words. There's a lady who's
yeah, exactly.
The glitters is gold. You pull the trigger of mine.
Swooning at like he's Soul Station Love Gun.
It sounds like the ending of Purple. The second album.
Oh, yes, that's right. I forgot about that.
Audacious melody.
Yep. Well, then they follow that up with a nice deep cut called Black Diamond, which this falls into my category of great song. I do not want to hear Eric sing it. I thought he fucking sleptwalked through it.
Yep. That's and I wrote, just like he did in Nothing to Lose on the Sail Away, Eric gets worse and worse. It's just, he has no energy. There's no screaming, yelling, screeching. He's just singing it. It's fucking terrible.
It's really bad. It's fucking
There's no
bad.
reason to do it if he's going to be doing it like that. Fucking enough.
Nope.
Paul leaves and he says, you knew we were coming back. Then why'd you go?
Yeah. Yeah, and then they surprise us with Shout It Out Loud. Whatever.
At this point, I think I turned the camera around and took a selfie of my face.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
yeah.
Like, and then I took photos of the aisle to my left, which was about 8 people sitting down.
A lot of people
right,
sitting. A lot of people
sitting down.
A lot of people sitting. This is the KISS Cruise. Okay, this is the indoor show. This is not a show at Manchester on the end of the road with 10,000 people. This is the die-hard KISS Cruise indoor show.
And this is show 1.
Sitting. Yes.
Not show 2 where you're like, oh, it's the same set list, therefore I know what's coming.
Yep.
This is show 1.
Yep.
That people are like,
yep.
Oh,
And then they wrap it up with Rock and Roll All Night with the balloons and the confetti and everything. Now, I know I can hear it right now. People out there being like, why the fuck did you guys even go on the cruise? Blah, blah. Okay. Love them, leave them. Great. Take me. Great. Come on and love me. Great. The other stuff, meh. Now,
yeah, a lot of more. Ugh.
I know. Well, but see, here's the thing. And this is why compare this indoor set list to last year. Okay. They pulled out She's So European. Holy even if you don't like that song, the fact that they went deep, then they pull out We Are One. Holy shit. They played Take It Off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what, like, deep.
The deep cuts get less and less and less.
Why?
Because they're fucking lazy. They don't want to do another song. Paul doesn't want to do anything else new. In his mind, they want to hear the classics. Get the fuck out of here with that.
I'm sorry. An indoor show, Detroit Rock City, War Machine, I Love It Loud, Love Gun, Black Diamond, Shout Out Loud. I don't want to hear any of those. This is the KISS Cruise. It's not the end of the road tour. We are paying a shit ton of money, and you know it. Give us something. Don't give us little breadcrumbs with Love 'Em, Leave 'Em, and Take Me. Those are great. But you're doing a 16, 17 song set list.
You don't have a right to complain about the set list.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
We're going to get lectured.
That's
complain
right.
about the set list. You know that, right?
So it was weird because Zeus and I walked out of the theater and we're like,
Technically, if we don't see the last show, that's the last time we saw KISS.
Now,
and we're like,
Now that being said, we're bitching about the set list. They sounded fine. There was no complaint. I mean, Eric is just as lazy as he can be. Gene is having the time of his life. Paul looked good. He sounded okay. Tommy was fine, but whatever. I don't know. It was a big fucking meh for me.
Why do we go on the cruise? We'll say it at the end, but
we'll get to that.
But there's way more than just that indoor show.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we were kind of let's just say we were a little disappointed, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So this was Halloween night, don't forget. So afterwards, we went to the All Hands on Deck Super Jam featuring Sebastian Bach. Hey guys.
Yep.
And what'd you think?
I was pleasantly surprised. I'm not a big Bach fan. I'm not a big Skid Row fan. I thought he sounded great. I thought, he played all the Skid Row classics, broke out into some other stuff, played Tom Sawyer by Rush, played a couple other songs that non-Skid Row. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought he sounded great. He had Todd Kearns on bass. He had Brent absolutely killing it on the drums. My only complaint, because that's what we do here, is last year on the cruise, Bach didn't show up, which in retrospect turned out to be a good thing, not because of Bach, but because what they did in his place last year was they did an all-star super jam where members of every band on the cruise, except for KISS, came out and jammed to all the classic rock songs. They'd come out and do Crazy Train. They'd come out and do fucking Highway to Hell. And you'd have Todd Kearns, and then you'd have the lead singer from one of the smaller bands, and you'd have this guy come out, and it was
Brad Gillis.
Brad Gillis would come out from Night Ranger, and it was a blast. This was a lot of fun. I will say I enjoyed this. I thought he's a great front man, got a ton of energy, really into the crowd. So I did have fun with this.
Yeah, he did Slave to the Grind, Big Guns,
Yep.
Sweet Little Sister. Then he did the Ace Frehley song, Foxy and Free, which he played on.
Terrible.
And he's trying to get this is an Ace Frehley KISS song.
Dude, it's terrible.
And the crowd was like, no reaction to it. And he's like, what's
Yep.
the matter, KISS Cruise? Come on. It's an Ace song. And people are like, yeah. He did Monkey Business. Then he did Tom Sawyer. And I think he did another Rush song, didn't he? Regardless. He did I Remember You next, Youth Gone Wild, A Whole Lot of Love with Tracy Guns, Highway to Hell, and War Pigs.
And then he pulled out a song by April Wine, another Canadian band that he's a big fan of that was kind of But It was good. I enjoyed the show. I thought it was a lot of fun. And that was the end of that show. That was the last thing that we went to that night. There were some other late night shows that night, Zeus.
Yeah, Bisto Blanco played. And we did catch, I thought we caught a little bit of Sisters Doll, but they were playing till like 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And those guys fucking rock.
Yeah,
man.
they're great. They're
great guys. I will say, Tom, I took some photos and I think I did see the Ripper on the cruise.
Oh, she did look like that she was the Ripper. Yeah.
I took a couple shots. I wasn't sure, and I had to show Jeff. Jeff Trott knows if it was the Ripper.
Yeah, and the other thing we did too at late night was there was no karaoke in the Spinnaker Lounge because it was a Halloween party. That was actually a ton of fun. We went in there. The place was fucking absolutely packed.
Exactly.
Packed. And we met up with Jeff and Michelle again. There was some really awesome costumes. There was a group of people all dressed up as Ronald McDonald, but each one of them had their faces painted like Kiss with like orange red makeup.
Yeah.
There was a group of girls that were like, they had these umbrellas made up with like lights, and they were like jellyfish, but each color for the member. Like it was a lot of fun. The DJ was playing like all classic rock shit, like hair metal and stuff. So that was a fun way to kind of wrap up Halloween night.
Yeah, that was this October 31st. We wake up now. It's Tuesday, November 1.
Yep.
And I think the first thing we had to do was Tracy got us over to play Bloodies, Bacon, and Bingo at the Spinnaker Lounge.
Which was a ton of fun. That was awesome. That was a really fun time.
And playing bingo and hanging out were the girls from Plush.
Yes. Great girls. They were there just kind of playing and having some fun. We got our pictures taken with them. They kick so much ass.
And they were having fun with the host, and it was kind of they were being very playful and shit. And they were super nice, and that was a lot of fun. That bingo shit is fun. If you guys go on a cruise, you should jump on it.
Yep. And then we went from there.
I know where you went from after that.
Well, you came with me for a minute.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Well, if I'm on a KISS cruise, you know where I'm going. I'm going to see Liberty Tattoo because it's time for another KISS tattoo.
That's right.
Yeah. And when everything is, when it's fully healed, and so it's getting there, I will post some pictures of what I got. But yeah, it was about an hour long like last year. Zeus got some action photos, though. That'll be part of the photo dump. But yeah, I got to love Liberty Tattoo out of Georgia. Those guys are the fucking best.
Yeah. We missed Buckcherry, the riff-off with Tommy Taylor, and Black Sabbitch, because I was at the casino losing money, and Tom was getting his tattoo done.
That's right. Yep. I caught a little bit of the end of Black Sabbitch at the end of my the end of my tattoo. They were playing in the Bliss Lounge there. So I caught a little bit of them. I said it before on the part 1 recap. They're fucking amazing. I mean, even if you're not a Sabbath fan, I thought they're just awesome.
And then Tom, I'm not sure, was this when Stryper played or didn't play? It was controversy with that.
Yeah, there was some Stryper controversy. Yes.
Something about like they weren't happy with where they were placed. And then it became a big debate about who's placing which band in which place. No, it's 6-man. No, it's Paul. Paul runs it. Like, Paul Stanley is not fucking figuring out that Bisto Blanco must be playing in fucking Czar's Palace. It doesn't work that way.
No.
So someone had said Stryper was upset at where they were. They didn't get sound check. Something weird.
Yep.
And they didn't show up to their autograph session. They didn't do any of that stuff because they demand. I don't know what the story is, guys. Somebody might know, but there was some drama there.
You pretty much summed it up. But in terms of specifics, who cares? Because who cares about Stryper? Or at least I don't. But you kind of summed it up. There was an issue about where they were being assigned to play that day. And then something happened with the signings and shit. And it just, whatever.
Then the next thing was the cruise kitchen with Paul Stanley.
Oh, my Lord.
But this is when I wasn't feeling too well. It was, the boat was starting off so great. And then it started getting rocky again.
Yep.
It was a little tough. So I decided to leave. Go back to the room for a little bit. And who do I run into in the elevator? But, hey, man, how are you? You want me to take a photo with you? Yeah, dude. So I met Sebastian in the elevator. Great. Super nice. Got my photo with him. Loved his shirt. He loved mine. And that was nice. But I didn't get to see really the cruise kitchen. I saw Paul flipping something. And I'm like, I can't do it. I'm going to puke if I stay here and watch him throwing up fucking pizza sauce with orange juice.
Yeah, I was there. Tracy and I were at that. You weren't feeling great. And I think Tony was seeing maybe Stryper or another band or something.
Vixen was, he might have been at Stryper, which was interfering with that. And
Maybe.
Vixen played towards the end, and so was Bisto Blanco.
Yep. So Paul comes out. So he's over to you'll see the pictures when we post them. He's over to the left side of the stage. If you're looking at this, if you're looking at the stage, he's on the left side of the stage with all the stuff set up. And then over on the right side, there's a couple tables set up with a couple of people sitting there waiting to eat what he's cooking. And people are shouting out things to Paul, and he's preparing the food. And one of the things that he did was he mixed orange juice with his pasta sauce. And I'm 100% Italian. My mom and my grandmother, they make sauce from scratch, gravy, depending on where you come from. And I go, what the fuck are you talking about, Paul? Orange juice? And then to give credit, and then Bear, the host of all these events, great guy from Sixth Man. He was awesome. So as Paul's preparing this stuff, he was like talking to the people on stage that were waiting to eat. And what to this guy's credit, he's like, Paul, what's up with the orange juice? And Paul's like, well, it opens up it's floral and it opens up a flavor. I'm like, Paul, I wanted to be like, you literally don't know what you're talking about right now. And I'll tell you why he doesn't know what he's talking about, because later on they served Paul's pasta at the buffet, and it sounded like somebody poured a fucking half gallon of Tropicana over a jar of ragu. It was fucking disgusting. Anyways, back to Paul on stage. What?
Like the Italian in you was like, what the fuck, dude?
Orange juice, stop. It was fucking disgusting.
Oh.
So people are shouting stuff out while Paul was in a good mood, and people just firing off things. So one guy just goes, Paul, play Unholy, and Paul goes, you play Unholy. I was like,
you listen, Emerson, Lake and Palmer,
right,
not me.
And then people started saying like, Paul, where's the final show going to be? And he's like, it'll be in New York City.
My favorite was our new best friend, Alan.
Oh God.
Hey, Paul. So Paul says something like, that's pretty cool. And then Alan, at a reaction, goes, like the breeze.
Yeah.
Like obviously, like all hell's breaking loose. Cool, like the breeze. And he goes, hey, shut up.
Yeah. And the only reason we know that is because we heard Paul say shut up, but we didn't know what he was saying shut up to until we ran into Alan later. We'll get into that.
Yeah, and he's like eating with us and casually saying, oh, by the way, Paul Stanley told me to shut up. That was you?
That was you?
What did you do? And he's like, I said, like the breeze, and he told me to shut up.
Yeah, exactly. And then somebody asked him about the next cruise. Paul said he's pretty sure it's going to take off out of Florida. Thank God.
Woo-hoo!
Somebody asked about a Vegas residency. He says he thinks they'll do it eventually. All in all, it was, people. Then they serve the food and people are eating it, and I'm like, no one's going to say that they're not loving it.
This is the stuff the fucking reason why Paul believes it, because all those fucking people float his ego. Paul, this is the greatest. Paul, you need to write a cookbook.
Dude, you think one person up there is gonna be like, oh, Paul, this is kind of like sour about whatever. No one's gonna say that.
Exactly. Only us, boo. We're like,
which is why we're never gonna
thrown off the cruise.
Exactly.
But after that, Tom, like I said, we missed Vixen, Bisto Blanco. The next best thing coming up was the trivia with KISS.
This was awful. I'll tell you why, but go ahead.
But along the way, we try to get food at the buffet, but outside the bathroom of the buffet,
again,
was a sign, which we have the photo of it being cleaned and closed, and a yard waste bag out in front.
Dude, just, oh God, just horrendous.
And with all apologies to John Schaefer, that fucking bathroom.
It was stuck to the ceramic tile, that smell.
You'd go in. It was like the Seinfeld episode.
Yep.
Wait a minute.
It still smells.
You're like, it's okay. Oh, no, it's still here.
Yep.
It's like somebody's like, I can't get rid of it.
Can't do it. Yep.
It was just fucking putrid, fucking filthy, disgusting, smeared, fucking dog shit, human shit, and citrus.
It was bad. It was bad. Yep.
Yeah. So you had to go back to your room to go use the bathroom.
Yep.
But we did catch the trivia.
And at that time, it was fucking freezing. It was wicked, wicked windy.
And
Gene came out in a robe with his hood pulled up over his head.
Yes. Yeah. And then Paul's like, oh, if you really like choppy weather or something like that, then you're going to love tonight. I'm like, thanks, asshole. Now, now it's in my head. I'm going to puke.
And because it was so windy and because the bands weren't talking loudly enough, even with the mic, you couldn't hear. Like, you couldn't hear the questions. You couldn't hear the answers. Paul tried to be funny, and he's like, I have a question. Who wants to go inside right now? And he raised his hand, something like that, because it was so cold and so windy. So that was kind of a moment for us to kind of catch our breath, take a break, have a drink or two. But it wasn't a pleasant experience out there.
No, one quick question was brought up. They were talking about, and I believe this is the part where they mentioned the Christmas tree.
Oh, God,
and then
yes.
Peter Criss.
Yep.
And Gene goes into this diatribe about how this is true. I speak to Lydia Criss. How somebody asked about whose car got wrecked.
Yeah.
And then Paul throws out, if you know who we're talking about, then you definitely would know it's him.
Peter.
Of course, Peter.
More Peter shit.
Yeah. So Paul throws that in. And then Gene has to go in like, Peter was drunk. He had a gun and he was shooting at his Christmas tree and he shot at the tree. And then he went to his car and instead of backing up, he moved it forward.
Yeah. I'm like, what does that have anything to do with Gene? Why just stick to the, it's like this whole cruise was like a Peter like bash fest. It was weird.
And then he smashed it forward and he had to get the jaws of life to rescue him. That was the question. Who needed the jaws of life to remove him from a car? So most people thought it was Ace.
Right.
And then that's when if you know what we're talking about, you'll know it's him.
Ugh.
Like, the fuck?
It was just rough.
What are you talking about? He had a gun and he shot. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yep.
Anyways. So after that, I went off with, I think it was Jeff, and I caught a little bit of Mickey James playing.
Okay.
He wasn't bad, actually. Played some decent songs. The LA Maybe. I didn't get a chance to catch him on this time, but when we did catch him, they were fucking awesome.
Yep.
And Plush, I think you saw a little bit of Plush, right?
Yeah, at this time I was checking out Plush again. Just fucking, it's just so good. Just so good. The lead singer's vocals are just off the rails, and they put on a great show.
And then we prepped for who else but Bruce Kulick's band.
Hey guys.
Bruce Kulick.
So he a little bit similar to night one. But did some changes. So he opened up with Unholy, which they did play on night one. And then he played Who Wants to Be Lonely, which was different. That was not on night one. Follow that up with Paralyzed, which I love.
Yep.
So that was new for night two. Then they went into Bang Bang You, Fits Like a Glove, King of Hearts. Those were all played on the first show.
But I've got to say, though, even though they're playing these songs and maybe a couple of them were repeats, fucking Todd,
awesome,
Zach, they add little things like fun things about it, and they can tell they're having a great time singing these songs. It's really addictive, and you can tell the audience can feel that.
Yes,
rather than looking like you'd rather be anywhere else but on stage.
Yep.
The fucking stage presence of that band is fucking phenomenal. Todd, Zach, Brett, and God bless, I love Bruce.
Yep.
And he's so loved up there. Anytime he says anything or makes an introduction song, he can barely fucking talk as loud over the fans cheering him. I'm going, yeah, Bruce.
It's awesome. And then they brought out the keyboard player for Vixen.
Yep.
And they went into Reason to Live, which was cool. A great version of that. And then one of my all-time favorite deep cuts, Thou Shalt Not. Zach always crushes this.
Yeah, you love that.
Then they went into Jungle, which I love the song, but it's not really a crowd pleaser, huh? Zeus?
Yeah, the fucking
kind
crowd,
of a snoozer.
That's a bathroom break.
Yeah.
People were like, it was kind of like when he played I Walk Alone. People respected and was like, but they,
Yeah.
the tension started waning.
Yep. Then they went into a good stretch here. They did Domino, which Zach always crushes that. Then they did Sure Know Something.
Love that
Oh
song.
my god, what a pleasant surprise. Fan-fucking-tastic. Do we love that song? And then they did Forever, which is always fantastic. And then they did a little bit of a teaser. They did the beginning of Do You Love Me? And then it goes into Crazy Nights. And then that goes into Turn on the Night with the keyboard player from Vixen again, adding the keys to that.
So I got to jump in here.
Yeah, please.
We've talked about this many times before. Turn on the Night is such an underrated, fucking awesome song. We talked about being like a summer song or getting ready for a party. What do you play? And I think me and you both had picked Turn on the Night.
Yep.
I'm just going to try for you guys to picture this. We're on the fucking cruise. It's comfortable weather at this point now. Nice little breeze. We're dressed appropriately. It's not like the afternoon we weren't sure it was going to be cold. So people had hoodies and things. Everybody's having fun. Everybody's drinking. Everybody's listening to Bruce. Smiles on everyone's face. And the band is blasting out Turn on the Night. When that chorus hits, the whole fucking crowd is screaming it with their hands in the air. Turn on the night. So fucking catchy. I won't forget the image of it. When I hear the song again, I'll think of myself on the deck fucking cheering this on as Bruce's band is rocking to this.
Yep.
So awesome.
Awesome. Yep. Absolutely. Perfectly said. And then they finish up with Spit, another one I love off of Revenge. Of course, I love everything about Revenge. And then the show wraps up with something that's obviously near and dear to Bruce, and that is the Star Spangled Banner. So he wraps up the set list with that. Sounded great. And then from there, Zeus, what did we do after the Bruce show?
Well, we got into the elevator in which somebody complained about the smell in the other elevator.
And how can you not laugh at that?
Dude, oh my God, that lady was hilarious.
Oh, it was great.
She's like, oh, I can fit in here. Thank God. Oh, I was in that other elevator earlier. Oh my God, there's something died in there.
Yep.
We're just dying laughing.
Brutal.
We already got the giggles and shit going.
Oh,
then.
yeah. Yeah.
Then we decided to watch simulcast the indoor show part 2.
Oh.
So we sat down and watched. They played the set. It honestly no different than being at the fucking show. No difference. We're all, we're all sitting in the Spinnaker Lounge watching this, and fucking kiss tards. Holy shit. Acting like they've never heard Cold Gin played before in their life.
Oh my God, dude.
A couple people were just so over. I'm talking about in the Spinnaker Lounge.
It was painful.
Dancing. Like, I know I'm happy for these people. They're enjoying themselves. But really, guys,
it's our job to make fun of them.
Really? This is what fucking gets a little bit of rocket in your pocket going? Come on. It was embarrassing, man. Embarrassing.
Yep.
But to each their own. And from what I understand, Tom, a couple songs were out of order and one song less, but the indoor show number 2 was the same.
Yeah, which is funny because I remember that urban legend. Oh, show 2. Show 2 is a show you got to go to. Well, guess what? You got the same fucking thing that we got because why, Zeus?
Because fuck them. That's why.
Bingo. Because I remember last year when we got She's So European and We Are One and Take It Off, the next night they got, I off the top of my head, I can't recall what it was, but people like, oh, that's so cool. You got this and this. This year, nothing. Same thing.
Think about that, guys. Think about it. Every year, I'll never forget when Steve Wright from Part of the Hell was trying to convince me to go on this KISS Cruise. And he's like, oh, we got this. I got my pictures taken. I got autographed this. I did this. I got this. I'm like, oh, well, I might be going. What do we get this year? Oh, you don't get any of that. You don't get this. You don't get this. You don't get this. You don't get the deep cuts. You don't get this. You don't get a few different deep cuts. You get the same set in one or two. Like, what the fuck?
Yep.
It's
brutal.
It's like, how can I piss them off more?
And I think it's even, and I, it'd be interesting because I would really love to talk to somebody that's been on all 11 cruises, because I remember even way before Shout It Out Loudcast ever existed. Obviously, we haven't been around that long. I remember looking and following on social media the KISS Cruise because I'm like, oh, this looks so. And I remember I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe they're playing these songs. This is incredible. They would
all the way main line,
just stuff that you're in your
off
dreams.
the elder, you know.
Yes. Now you're cheering love 'em, leave 'em. Like,
It's because it's like they said, like, you know, it's a sports analogy. Why am I gonna fucking keep getting with the Red Sox? Why am I gonna keep signing good players? You guys show up anyways.
bingo.
How many sellouts do we have in a row? We don't need to do anything. You'll still keep coming.
And the problem with that is, first of all, I mean, we're guilty because we've been on the last 2 cruises, so we're not saying anything that we're not speaking out of school here. But that is such a bummer, nihilistic way to look at the KISS Cruise. But there's really no other way to explain it. When you keep saying it, Zeus, that you continually get less for more, and how can you not reach the conclusion that they are legitimately doing the joke that we always say, because fuck them, that's why? How do you not reach that conclusion that that's what they're doing?
In similar fashion, I'm going to continue my analogy on,
go ahead.
On the Red Sox. The Red Sox started to get to the point, very similar to KISS. Oh, you're not coming for our star players. You want to come to Fenway Park to see a ball game.
Exactly.
Because that's the cheap way to bring you in. I don't need to sign these star players. Mookie Betts, why do you need to see him?
That's right.
Let him go. The best young fucking player, and he's only like 25. Oh, we'll just let him go. Not like we have a high market and we can afford him. Let him go. Why don't you come and stand and be in our outfield and go get a seat at the Green Monster? Like,
buy a brick.
Yeah. Well, why do you need to do this? Why do you come here, KISS, and perform, and they'll do cold gin in front of you? Like, why do you need to hear anything new? Like, come for the act, the performance. Like, it's bullshit.
And this year was even worse because the week sold out so quickly. They're like, guess what? We'll do another cruise.
Yeah.
So
before we get too far into it, I don't think Gene is going to be doing fucking cold gin and all those other songs if he does his own Gene Simmons band.
No.
Thankfully not.
No.
And then, Tom, I don't know if you got to catch him. Then Black's Label Society was on the pool deck at 10:30.
No. So what happened was this was the night when I started to get sick.
No.
The pool deck that night, it was cold and it was very windy, and I started to feel like shit. If you guys heard last week's episode, you could hear it in me. I came down with a brutal head cold. So I crashed hard that night, and I was bummed because it was kind of like the last big night, because the following night was the night when you're kind of packing up and getting ready to get off the boat. So I was dragging ass, and I just went back to the room and just kind of
that wasn't when you were
out.
Dodging fucking hick throws. Where was it?
Oh God, I forgot all about that. I think it was.
And you're like, I'm fucking done. I'm going back.
I'm like, I'm out of here. I don't know who you think you are, but I'm going to bed.
Fucking Johnny Cool Balls with his pick going.
Yeah.
We missed the wild things and dueling pianos. I was told that was actually kind of fun.
Yeah, missed all that. Yep.
Because we had to get ready, because now we're on to Wednesday, November 2nd, which is Ensenada, Mexico, Tom.
Oh, which was beautiful because you open up the curtains to your room, and what do you see? 600 shipping containers with a bunch of cranes. I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. And it's about 60 degrees. Now, I live in southern New Hampshire. It was legitimately warmer at my home in southern New Hampshire than it was in fucking Ensenada, Mexico, which I thought was hilarious. Now, this was similar to on last year's cruise. The boat docks at Honduras. We're like, I ain't getting off the fucking boat. You're never going to find my body washing up on the coast if that happens. So this was the day where we kind of just regrouped, caught our breath, and just enjoyed not really having to be anywhere specific, right?
Yeah, it was fun because I think this is when we did some catch up. We got any merch we were looking for. We did some touch up with the bill. Then we went to the computer room and we try to figure out how to fucking get that shit working so we could fix our episode for you, the listeners. And we did that. There's a little museum there going on in there too. We took some photos of some of the stuff there. Like I said, we ran into Montreal Doug and a few other Loudcasters. We were running to Jeff, Tom Selleck, a bunch of people.
And then we're also we're also chasing down, collecting all of our cups, because each day of the cruise they had the cups.
The cups.
The 4 band members, and the final day was the KISS Cruise, the logo, and you put a cold drink in it, it changes color. So of course we're KISS tards, so we were chasing that down. And then we went upstairs to O'Shea's, the Irish pub styled bar restaurant, which is cool. And we ended up just kind of parking our asses there for a while.
The funniest fucking thing is they seemed like they were annoyed with there. First of all, the place was kind of empty.
It was dead.
And what the fuck? They kept looking at us so they wouldn't come over and serve us anymore. We're like, dude, what is the problem?
But we sat down and we're like, oh, we'll take this, we'll take this, we'll take that. Then other people showed up. Our buddy Alan showed up.
I'm going to pull up a chair. May I sit with you people?
Buddy Jeff Trotz showed up, so we were just like eating and drinking and bringing. Okay, now we want dessert. Can you bring a piece of cake over here and bring it? So, and that, it was nice because it was a day where we didn't really have to be anywhere and do anything. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the first thing that kind of comes back is Bach, all hands on deck, Super Jam again.
Yep. We were out there for that. It was nice outside. At that time, it kind of warmed up. The sun was out. It was nice and warm and comfortable. We stuck around there for a little bit. It was the same set list. He didn't really do anything different. Not that I was disappointed in Bach per se, but again, I was kind of hoping for what we got last year with that Super Jam, quote unquote. We didn't get that. It was just the same thing with Bach. So,
and then Black Sabbitch played at 5, but in between Black Sabbitch was Gene's Are You Smarter Than a Rock God? And then afterwards, the Newlywed game with Gene. Did you catch any of those?
I did. Yeah. And I think this is when the boat was really rocking hard. So Are You Smarter Than a Rock God? That was a lot of fun. So it's kind of like if you ever watched Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? So you got Gene sitting in the middle, and then you had the contestants, and it was just categories, history, geography, whatever. Gene is he loves his fans. He loves the crowd. He's so entertaining. He's got a awesome sense of humor. It was just a ton of fun, a real ton of fun. And then we went, took a little bit of a break, came back into that same Stardust Theater for the Newlywed game, which was really cool. So you had Gene and Shannon at a table. You had Zach Wilde and his beautiful wife at a table. And then you had just some regular cruiser couples there. And it was set up just like you would, like if you've seen the Newlywed game. Ton of fun. Again, Shannon and Gene were a blast. Sophie Simmons was in the audience with her fiance. That was kind of funny because Gene was kind of teasing her a little bit from the stage. So again, just really like lighthearted, fun stuff. And I just thought it was funny how these events involve Gene and not Paul.
Oh, because there's no way he could do it.
No. And Gene just loved it. I mean, if he made a mistake or got a question wrong, he would just yuck it up. And, he was giving Shannon a little kiss on the cheek. It's just really, really cool stuff. That was a lot entertaining. I mean,
the smallest country in Europe, if you pronounce the word right, Gene is like off on a tangent.
Oh my God. Well, it was funny because on Are You Smarter Than a Rock God, Bear would be asking the question. And it was funny. He'd be like, Gene, you're getting everything right except for the answer. So like the answer would be like, the Berlin Wall or whatever. And Gene would tell you everything about it, but not say the Berlin Wall. You know what I mean? And Gene's like, well, did I get it right? And he'd be like, no, because you didn't say the answer. He's like, but I know everything about the Berlin Wall. And he'd be like, but you didn't say it.
Like that, though.
Oh,
I love people that
it was great,
full of fascinating facts. And
it was awesome.
And stories. Gene, entertained.
Yep.
I believe that's when I think me and Tracy went. We started going to eat at Chin Chin.
Oh, good stuff, dude.
The Chinese food place.
That's right.
I think I ate with Trotsky there. I'm not sure. And his buddy there from the KLA.
You did. I think while we were at the Newlywed game. Yes.
We were at the I was eating with Jeff.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. And we got to watch afterwards Vixen for a little bit.
Yep.
They were really good. I really like them. And I mean, their first 2 albums were awesome. I talk about Janet Gardner's ass all the time. Picture Perfect. It's echoed in my head.
Yeah.
But she's not in that band anymore. But anyways, Vixen was really good.
Yeah.
Then got to hear a little bit of Sisters Doll. They started at 7:30.
They're always good.
Yeah. The brothers are awesome. They were around the ship all the time with different women.
Yeah.
And poor Tracy's like, I want to get a picture with all three. They were always alone.
They were never together.
And they were never with the same girl, I don't think. I don't know. They were just with girls all the time.
Yep.
The girls loved them. We didn't catch Drum Off with Eric Singer.
No.
Then we went to Songs and Stories with the Star Child.
Oh, boy. So we get in there for that, and you get on so you look at the stage. There's a single seat for Paul. And of course, this is obviously staged. Obviously, we're not stupid. Paul comes out. He looks at the chair. He goes, "Oh no!" And then he goes and sits. And you'll see the picture when we post it. He sits like on the stairs, like Mr. Rogers.
Intimate setting with you.
Yeah. And I'll give Paul credit here. This was unscripted, unscheduled, completely like off the cuff Q&A from the crowd. That's all it was. It was people just raising their hand and grabbing the mic and asking anything. And it was interesting. The one thing that really turned us off, and I think this has so far made its way around social media, is there was a guy right at the front with his phone recording it, the whole thing. And Paul called the guy a prick. And there were people in the audience that kind of chuckled and laughed, but we looked at each other. I'm like, this guy's paying thousands of dollars to go on the cruise, and all he's doing is recording it. Maybe he's putting it on YouTube. Maybe he's recording it so that he can show his son when he gets home. You don't know.
Yeah,
you don't
money off his.
You don't know. You don't know, but you just called him a prick in front of 1,000 people.
He's like, yeah, and this prick here is probably going to put this up on the internet,
right? And you know what I would, you know what I would have done if I was that guy? I would have been like, actually, Paul, thanks for calling me a prick. I'm recording this for my son who's at home sick right now and couldn't come on the cruise with me. I would have embarrassed the fuck out of him.
You know what I would have done? I'd put my head down, act like he just broke my heart, walk out there and say, I'll see you in court.
But yeah, that was that. But again, it's just that the difference between Paul and Gene. Yeah. Gene always has a smile on his face and is always lighthearted and funny. Paul looks at a guy with a fucking phone recording this and calls him a prick on the cruise.
But that earlier, the caveats, and also this, everybody's seen it now. Sebastian Bach comes up and asks Paul a question.
Yep.
There's like 15 questions in the 10 seconds he was up there. What do you like to swim? What do you like to eat? Where do you go for this? What do you do? Whatever. But at one point, you could see Paul's sphincter from where we were sitting get so he looked so nervous. So if I was there, if that was Gene or somebody else normal, and saw, here's Sebastian Bach, here's Tracy Guns or Ali Guns, I'd have a smile on my face like, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, hey, everybody, it's the great Tracy Guns, guitarist from Ali. Paul was up there like, what is he going to say?
Didn't say a word.
He was just like fucking serious as hell.
Yep.
And then, he was trying to praise him, but Sebastian goes, I love your book, man. Nobody knew about, the whole fucking ear thing. And the fucking...
me and Zeus was like, he's like, I didn't know about that stuff. Like your ear, man. Like,
I was like, well, I believe it's really gives you freedom to breathe if you tell the truth. Right. Just whatever.
Bach brought up the Sam Loomis videos.
Yeah. And then Paul says that they don't want to do anything and put anything on DVD and Blu-ray because technology is changing. That's why it's easier for them, cheaper, for them to just have A&E do all the work.
Yep. Which is, again, it's a nice excuse because you're doing something that you don't want to do because, spoiler alert, Paul, Blu-rays, DVDs, 4K, they're still being released. Okay, they're still out there. And if you don't think that if you put out Kissology 4, that would sell instantly, then you just don't want to do it. It's the same thing with a new album. He spins a yarn about why he doesn't want to put out an album. Now he has a story about why he doesn't want to put out another Blu-ray. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Do you want to put anything out? Yeah. Do you want to do anything? Do you want to give us anything?
Yeah, it's just, again, it's frustrating being a fan of this band. It really is.
But I just want to make sure, I don't know what the timestamp is here, Zeus. We did enjoy the cruise. For all the bitching and moaning we did, and we've done a lot of bitching and moaning, believe me, because that's what we do. Right. Can't recommend the cruise enough. We'll get to that as we wrap up in a minute, but yeah.
Tom, you went and saw Richie Kotzen with the Ghost of Sonny Pooney.
Yep. I went with Tony. I'm going to tell you right now, and I mean this in all sincerity, and me and Sonny have texted on the side, and I said this to Tony. I am late to the Richie Kotzen party. I fucking love this guy. I am a huge fan. I knew nothing about him. All I knew was that we used to just tease Sonny about him. This guy's voice is incredible. I never realized how soulful and bluesy his voice is. It is incredible. And he's in a 3-piece. He's got a great bass player, great drummer. He's a really cool guitarist. It was not what I expected because I didn't know anything about him. I know that he's in the Winery Dogs, who I love. That band is fantastic. But I was really impressed. He played in the Spinnaker, which was cool because it was a very quiet, low key lounge type of atmosphere. And while Tony and I are sitting there, all of a sudden, who walks in? Paul Stanley and Eric Singer, and they just walked right in like they were regular people. Walked over to the side, because earlier in the week, people were saying how much Paul loves Richie Kotzen, loves his voice and loves his style. But yeah, I was really impressed. And I said this last week when we did the part 1 recap. The bands that I weren't familiar with, whether it's LA Maybe or Plush or Richie Kotzen, these were the bands I really had a good time with on this cruise.
That's glad. I'm glad to hear it. Unlike our friend on ARC, I actually commend if you can actually like a new artist, that you're not closed-minded and go with this is not Baruto.
I threw it out, Mike. I threw it. That CD is in pieces somewhere on highway.
Hey, I would fucking have drove off the cliff if I. Okay.
Fucking Baruto.
No, I'm glad you liked it. I didn't get a chance to see him. I had no interest in seeing him. You know me. I'm way stubborn, more stubborn than you. It takes a lot for me to like something, but I do. If I don't sit there and hate it just because I'm supposed to hate it. I didn't get a chance to listen to him. So, but there were other acts that I did catch that I really did enjoy. And so now it's our last night. We didn't catch Riot. We didn't catch Mickey James. We did catch the end of KISS Karaoke. And
this is when I was, and I wasn't feeling great again. It was kind of, the head cold was kind of kicking into gear again.
We ended up staying till 1:00 when it closed. We had a song to play, but they didn't call our act before we went up there. We were going to do once again. You Wanted the Best. Jeff, we had a bunch of other ideas. He wasn't drunk enough, as he told me. So he's like, no, let's not do this one. Let's not do it. And by the
how could he not be drunk enough? He wasn't sober all week.
I don't know. I was trying to convince him to do It's My Life. Okay. So I will do the Ace part.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Or do another song and I'll sing the verse as Ace.
Okay.
But he was just like, no, let's not do this. And then finally, Jeff Kinsley was going to jump in. And so was fellow handsome man, Kevin Jepson.
Oh, Jesus.
The four of us were going to go up to do that. And we didn't get a chance, unfortunately. But our man, the main guy, Alan.
Oh, God.
But I'm just wondering, what is up with all the dicks I have seen this weekend? I went to Cabo San Lucas, and I went to San Ensenada, and everyone was trying to ask me to buy fake dicks in the shape of coffee mugs.
What's up with that?
And they said they were begging me to pay in American dollars for fake dicks. I said, well, why would I want to buy a fake dick? I already have a real one.
Yes, Alan!
I feel like I've seen more dicks this week than a urologist.
Alan!
Go ahead.
We're gonna end the show with him singing. You'll see. It'll be him in our outro.
All right, perfect.
But you heard him. He was talking about all the dicks and all the people offering him steroids and fucking Viagra and shit.
And when he says dicks
in Mexico,
when he says dicks, he means like penises, not people who are acting like dicks. He meant like the actual dick.
Throughout the whole song, he is holding a fucking blow up dick with balls and everything in it.
Yeah.
And he's singing, "Let's put the X in sex" to close out Kiss Karaoke with a dick in his hand. Mind you,
Poor
he
Alan.
had already done Take It Off, where he had stripped down to literally his boxers.
Yep. Literally.
What the fuck?
Yep.
So
Rough.
yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And then we have the travel day from hell the following day.
Yes.
Where I got in a fight with the guy on the flight. Zeus missed this because
you said I'll tell you on the cruise.
Okay,
I mean,
so-
you said I'll tell you on the episode. I missed it. I had no idea what happened.
Okay.
So we get up at 7:30 to get off the cruise. You got to get ready.
Yep.
People are like, "Oh, you can put your bag out at night. They'll take it and tag it, and then you can pick it up in an area, this and that. Or you can just bring it out." We're like, "Fuck it. We're taking our luggage out in the morning."
Yep.
We get up, we get our luggage. Everyone's like, "Oh, you got to go in this section." We're just zipping by everybody.
Dude,
like
we
massholes.
we cut about 100 people. And Tracy's like, well, like just come with us, assholes. This is what we do.
Massholes from Massachusetts.
Yep.
We're just like, just come with us. Put our head down, fucking got off the boat within like 15 minutes.
Yep.
And then it was like we got dropped off in a fucking third world country.
Oh, totally.
400 people, at least, sitting there waiting to get Uber.
Yep.
Band members, Zach, Bruce, Todd, all these people. It was a clusterfuck getting out.
Yep.
Thank God we had Tracy and her expertise got us Uber while everybody else was waiting, and we walked up in front to get out of the main crowded area. Now, this is, mind you, we started our day at 7:30. We finally said goodbye to everybody. We get on our Uber. We get to the airport. Now, our flight's not till 1:30, I think, Tom?
1:45. Yep.
And then that's a fucking 5-hour flight.
Yep.
To Boston. 3 hours it goes back.
Yep.
And this is when we were on the flight. You said something happened.
Yeah. And now, meanwhile, let me paint the picture even more. I have one of those head colds where my nose is literally like a faucet. It just won't stop running. And I'm congested, and I have travel packs of tissues, and I'm wiping my nose and blowing my nose, and I'm just like fucking miserable. I'm like, great, now I got to get on an airplane for 5 hours. So the flight from Boston to LA was JetBlue, and that was okay. The seats were big, leg room was big, good, nice. I'm like, okay, dude, the fucking plane from LA to Boston, we were like shoved into like a fucking shoebox. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, JetBlue. This is fucking brutal. Okay. So Zeus has the window seat. I'm in the middle.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
I'm in the middle, and I got little fucking Mr. Puke boy. Puke because he would look like a little puke, not because he did puke. This old fucking guy with his little skinny jeans sitting on the aisle seat. Now, I can't move. I'm miserable. My nose is running. I'm like, this is just terrible. So I have my tissues in my pocket. I pull one out. I'm trying to blow my nose and wipe my nose, not trying to be too obnoxious. I put my tissue back into my pocket. The guy next to me pauses the movie that he's watching, looks at me, goes, "Can you watch the elbow?" Oh. I looked at him. I go, "Excuse me?" I go, "Are you aware of the size of me and my friend and the size of these seats that we're in?" He goes, "Just watch the elbow." I go, "Listen, asshole, don't fuck with me anymore. This flight is bad enough." And that was it. And then the two of us never said another word for the rest of the trip.
Dude, what was I snoring?
I think you had your headphones on. You were watching fucking Clerks 3.
Oh, yes, Clerks 3. That's right.
Yeah. So then we get off the plane. First of all, we can't find a gate, so we're fucking taxiing for like 10 minutes.
Oh.
Then we finally get off the plane. You leave your phone on the plane. So you got to run back to get it. Then we get down to the baggage carousel. We're waiting for like 45 minutes for our bags. Okay. While we're waiting for our bags, what did you do?
Take a shit?
What? Well, no, you didn't take a shit. You did what a mature 49-year-old adult male would do. And you took a Shout It Out Loudcast sticker and stuck it on the luggage carousel.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Now, while we're waiting for our luggage, I look over and the guy I got in a fight with is over there. And I'm like, I should have known this fucking asshole would say something. The guy had his phone on a belt clip. I'm like, you fucking little. And he had black jeans and white sneakers. I'm like, what are you, Jerry Seinfeld? Fucking, I was so. Now, again, my nose, I can't. I'm like, now I'm running out of like tissues. And our driver, who was taking us back to get our cars, he's been sitting out there waiting for it. Was literally, then we get in the car and I'm like, oh, like we're on our way home. Wonderful. Then we hit bumper to bumper traffic on 93 because they're doing road construction.
It was just like, what the fuck?
It was like our penance for having such a great week on the cruise.
Yeah, I didn't get home till midnight. How about you?
Me too. Midnight. Yep.
Yeah, midnight. Yep. Started our day at 7:30 in the morning.
And our bodies thought it was 9 o'clock at night because we were still on LA time.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just, oh God. Traveling. I said this to Zeus. If we do the cruise next year or whatever, I don't give a fuck how much it costs. Walking by those first class seats in JetBlue, I'm like, we need one of those. It was like this. It was like in Seinfeld when he goes, maybe if you worked a little harder, because they were like small apartments,
comparatively speaking. Yeah.
Oh.
So it was funny because it was a long time. That trip was whatever. And we kept saying it, dude, if I'm running for office, I am running on a platform of 3 things. Yep. I'm going to fix airline traffic. I'm going to get rid of ticket price fees, and I'm going to fix the fucking hotel rooms, which cost, as I think Jeff was telling me, I was going to get a room for $92. I saw the rate. By the time I was done, it's $228.
Yeah. Taxes, fees, room residency, occupancy tax.
Fix those 3 things that's my platform.
Dude, I looked at Zeus and said, maybe we should do a dorm damage episode on how bad fucking air travel is.
What to do. The fact that it hasn't changed from these poor fucking schlubs grabbing your shit, chucking it on some fucking thing, taking their time, and you waiting like a fucking child.
We literally waited.
Carousel. Beep.
Yep.
And then it starts up again. And then one luggage comes out, and then it stops for the next 20 minutes.
Dude, it's like being in a bread line.
Yeah.
It's like you're all just standing there pathetic, waiting for some shit bag to take your bags.
Is that my luggage?
Right.
Is that my bag? I think I see my bag. Oh, here's my bag.
Here's the other part to it that fucking annoys me. Let's say I'm like, I want to complain. Like I go to the manager, like a Karen. Who are you going to complain to?
Nobody.
Who are you going to and say, hey, we've been waiting here 45 fucking minutes.
Yep.
Where the fuck is our shit?
We've been here for 4 hours.
Who do you go to? There's nobody. You're fucked. You're lucky we put you on this flight. Fuck you.
No accountability. None.
And so you get there, you wait like a schmuck. Your stuff comes off. You get it when you get it.
That's it.
How about the fact that we get there? Our flight got there early. And they're like, oh yeah, we can't use this because somebody else is in our spot.
Yeah.
So now we got to go to a different gate. Now we have to wait because now there's a line. Why the fuck are we getting punished?
Yep.
How is it still this way?
But to wait almost an hour to get your bags.
Oh, you can't because that's the FAA. No, it's not. It's the government. No, it's not. It's the union that's doing that. No, it's actually the airline traffic.
Right. It's Massport. It's Logan Airport. It's
who the fuck is in charge here?
Horrendous.
To say, I want to grab my luggage. Who do you go to say to somebody, hey, fuckface, I waited an extra hour and a half. I missed this. I did this. I want a refund.
Not only that, Zeus.
If you went to a restaurant and you're like, you brought out my soup an hour and a half later and it's cold.
Not only that, when we booked this flight with JetBlue, we had to pay a baggage fee.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Brutal. Just
anyway,
fucking
that's our thing.
You know we love to bitch, and we can't not share our travel disaster with you. But that being said, let's wrap it up here. What do you think? Final thoughts.
I don't know. Our buddy Jericho just got back to us because we just wished him a happy birthday. And he says, how was the cruise? Well, if you listen to this episode,
you'll know, brother.
Honestly, let's say this, Tom, I'll give you my opinion.
Go ahead.
It's not so much just the cruise. Now, I'm not one of these fucking kiss tards and cruise tards that is like, oh my God, I've met my family on this cruise. Yeah. These are my best new friends. if you go with a good group of people, you can have the time of your life, and it's surrounding KISS shit. Now, if I was at a modern fine art cruise, would I have the same fun? No. But that is like an equal part. The people you're with and this KISS combined, it's a combination. So I fucking loved it. I had a great time. I'm with you. I'm with Tony. I'm with Tracy, Trot, Steve. I'm seeing KISS all over the place. I'm seeing some celebrities. We're talking to bands. We're hearing great music. We see KISS Tard shit. We're meeting Loudcasters. We're having fun. We're meeting new people that we didn't know before and hanging out with them. You combine that with the freedom of a 49-year-old man who doesn't have to deal with fucking people calling his law office about stupid shit, who, gets a little bit a reprieve from, the day-to-day of being a single dad. All this stuff. I can't tell you how much I loved it. But we're fucking shouting out Loudcast. We have to bitch. We're from Massachusetts. That's what we do. One time somebody called and told me, I think it was an old girlfriend once told me, Tom, that I am a professional bitcher. That's what I'm the best at, bitching about shit. And that I enjoy to be disappointed so I can bitch. And I'd rather have shit bad happen so I can bitch about it than have a fine, nice trip. And
that's why we go on the cruise.
I think she's right.
She's right.
Yeah. I want to get into traffic so I can yell, "You fucking dumbass."
That's exactly right. I want to wait 1 hour for my bags so that I can bitch about my bags. That's right.
But overall, I had a great time. Was it better than last year's cruise? I probably think it was. I had more fun because I think I was used to it.
Yeah.
And I didn't get sick. I'm not sure I think the music was maybe a little bit better this time. Although I liked Night Ranger last year. There was an act that I really liked of all the acts now. But I think I had a better time. I had a lot more fun. The people in our room were great. I didn't fucking sleep with a grizzly bear. Not to fucking say anything bad about our buddy Sonny and his brother. They're awesome people, but go ahead.
By the way, somebody was asking for recorded snoring. There wasn't under record.
Yeah. But, I mean, they were awesome last year, our cruise mates. They're awesome this year. I'm just saying, overall, it was just easier because I think we were also veterans. Now we knew what to expect. We knew where to go. We knew what to do. We knew what we wanted. We didn't have to hit everything. We took our time with everything. I had a great time.
Yeah. So, for me, I mean, obviously we did, we do all the bitching and stuff, but just the environment of being on a cruise, me and Zeus together, but then being there with Tony and Tracy, who are fantastic. First of all, for all the shit we give Tony, we love the kid. Tracy is an absolute sweetheart. They were great cabin mates. We had a great week. Steve and his buddies that we become friends with, that Pennsylvania crew. Obviously, Trot, we love seeing him. Running into Jeff and his girl, Michelle. Wonderful people. I mean, that's what you go on these cruises for. And for me, I've said it many times, I really enjoyed the non-KISS activities this time around. The bands, the events with Gene and Paul. KISS, I mean, you love KISS. We've seen him so many times. I mean, did we kind of run him through the grinder there with the sail away show and the indoor show, the set list? Yeah, of course it did. But it's KISS on the cruise with us, everybody together. It's a once in a lifetime experience. We're lucky enough we've done it twice. It's just something that you really have to be there to experience it. Waking up, looking at your schedule and being like, okay, what awesome thing am I going to do today where I don't have to go anywhere? I don't have to drive anywhere. I can eat what I want. I can drink what I want. I can do whatever I want literally for a week. I think I'm becoming like a cruise tard.
Yeah.
Because I used to be like, cruises, but it's like a fucking fantasy land. It's the definition of a vacation.
I will say the food wasn't as good at the buffet.
I agree with that.
The food wasn't as good. They didn't have the options. The burgers were fucking horrendous.
Dude, they tasted like Nerf footballs. They were not good.
Hockey pucks.
Yeah.
They didn't have the ice creams either. They had some soft serve. It was always fucking gross.
They
didn't have
eat
the
it with a straw.
Yeah, you didn't have the buckets where they would there was a lady scooping them out and they would change them afternoon and night.
Yep.
And you'd have different flavors and you're trying it, something new. They didn't have that.
Yeah.
The food wasn't as good, but overall, tons of fun.
Yeah.
Tons of great memories.
I think last year I enjoyed the headliners more because I love Night Ranger. I love Queensryche. I did enjoy seeing Black Label Society for the first time, experiencing them. I thought Buckcherry was fun. I tried Stryper. I'm not a fan. Obviously, we love Bruce Kulick, but the thing that kind of was really interesting and fun for me was seeing stuff like Plush and Sisters Doll and L.A. Maybe and Black Sabbitch in those small club type bands. Last year, I didn't really do much of that. So it's hard to say which one is better. Two very, very different experiences, both amazing. I don't know. Maybe this year was a little bit better because it was our second year. We really knew how to navigate the ship and navigate our daily schedule. And I also felt this year, too, that there weren't a lot of conflicts. I felt like last year it was like, okay, do you want to go to this show or that show? This year, there really was none of that. Like you could, if you wanted to see, Plush at 7:00, there was really nothing else going on at 7:00. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing for me. Like, when you go on these cruises, you don't have to hit everything.
Exactly.
There were so many.
Oh, that too.
I don't have FOMO on this cruise. The only thing I have to see are Bruce's band.
Yeah.
And then any KISS show that I'm.
That's right.
Yeah. But not all the KISS events. Like, I don't care if I'm missing Paul picks peas out of his own asshole. Like,
right.
I don't give a fuck about that shit.
Right.
But the other stuff, like, I'm like, okay, I can see this. Or I could just go to the fucking casino, or I can just hang on the deck with Trot and have ice cream.
Exactly.
Like, whatever I want to do, I can do it in my leisure. And I don't do it for the fucking excursions off the fucking.
I was just going to say that. If the ship never stopped, I wouldn't even care.
Yeah, I think
if it drove around in a circle for 5 days, I'd be fine.
I think Belize is the best stop, and that's the other thing.
Oh, by far.
Belize was the best stop we've had.
By far.
And we didn't get off at Honduras or fucking taco ensalada, whatever that was. And then the other one was the I don't know, fucking
Cabo
Wabo and Pablo Escobar's island, whatever the fuck we landed.
Exactly.
So other than that, I think I would, the funny thing is maybe I'll change my mind tomorrow. I think I like this cruise a little bit better.
Yeah.
But they were both great. And so it makes me think so far, I think we're going to go forward for next year just because it's a yearly vacation.
Well, plus next year is going to be different. It's going to be interesting because it's going to be different.
Am I going to miss the indoor KISS show? Not really.
No, we're not. And I'll tell you right now, we rave about how much we love the Bruce Kulick band. Dude, the fucking Gene Simmons band next year may be better than anything.
Oh, absolutely. If he has like the guys, the talisman with him.
Dude, that's where I'll hear.
Where you guys going? I thought we have a gig next week. Yeah, see you later, Ace.
What about my rock and roll fantasy camp?
Yeah, I will tell you, in my opinion, and I don't know this firsthand, but I think they would be see ya as soon as Gene calls you to Ace.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
Right.
But anyways, great trip. A huge thanks to Tony and Tracy and Steve and his buddies from Pennsylvania and Trot and Jeff,
Michelle,
and
the rest of the Loudcasters.
Yeah, just our crew. Yeah, and everybody. It was just. It really is, and on a very quick personal note here, the year that I have had, it's I needed something like this, and it was a really nice getaway. And I really thank Zeus and especially my mom for booting me in the ass and pushing me into this because I really didn't think I was going to want to do it, and I'm glad I did it. It was a good time for sure.
We all enjoyed having you, brother. And Tom, what we do next is we do question of the week. What do you got?
Yeah, so I love these questions that I can kind of bank on them and then use them on the episode kind of that's related to it. So this one comes from Alex on Facebook, and this one says, guys, since next year's cruise is not going to have the band in makeup, what do you think KISS is going to, A, call the cruise, And B, what will the logo or the t-shirt design be? Because as of right now, obviously you guys can't see this, but I'm wearing the KISS Kruise 11 shirt, and it shows the band dressed up with like a little sailor hat, but they got their costumes and their makeup on. And this one was called History at Sea. Last year it was called Psycho Circus, and they had their faces painted. So next year, Alex wants to know what we think. What's the theme or the name of the cruise going to be if there's no makeup shows? I think it's a great question. I never even thought of that.
Well, I think next year they're going to do a big 50th anniversary box set for the debut album. That's what I think. And I think they're going to fucking do something like about the debut album.
No. I'm talking about.
I know on the cruise. I think that's going to be their theme.
Really?
They'll put. Yeah. Why not? What? Because they're not going to play in makeup. I don't think.
Okay.
I think it's going to be called KISS Kruise 12.
Every year they've had a clever name, like I said, History at Sea. One year they did Creatures of the Deep, or whatever. I wonder what they're going to do, if they're going to embrace that, because they're saying that they're going to do the Sail Away show, and then you'll have Paul Stanley Soul Station and the Gene Simmons band and all this other stuff. So I think it's going to be interesting. You're right. Maybe it will be the 50th. Maybe it'll be that. It'll be like, the 50 years at sea or 50, whatever. Maybe you're right. That's a good way to look at it. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, 50 years. I think it'll encompass the whole 50 years of the debut album, or maybe they'll skip ahead and they'll go Hotter Than Hell and they do a box set for that.
Right.
74, right?
Right.
And we're leaving in 2024. So who knows? But I think it's KISS. I think it's KISS Kruise 12.
Yeah, no, that's actually a good point too, because this cruise is not taking off until January 24. So interesting. I don't know. Either way, good question. I love thinking of things like that. What KISS is going to do, Alex. Thank you for sending in that question. We appreciate it.
Tom, where can people find us?
Please start with our website. Everything is there. Shoutitoutloudcast.com. Shoutitoutloudcast.com. All of our episodes there. Everything from Shout It Out Loudcast episodes to our ARC, Zeppelin Chronicles, Dorm Damage, and we just dropped a new Dorm Damage talking about the Ringers list of the 50 best movie soundtracks of all time. You can check out all those, all of our rankings, album covers, songs, etc. Everything's there. You can click on links to join our Patreon, as we did that earlier in the show. We talked about that. Huge thanks to Ray Cordova for joining the Patreon family. You can click on links there, use our Amazon shopping link, buy merch. You can buy some awesome stuff with our Shout Out Loudcast logo. The website has it all. You can send messages directly from there. You can comment on episodes there. Everything's there. Please check that out. That's where it all starts. And then our email, shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. Shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. Please send us the emails. We read them all. We might not get to reading all of them on the show, but we do read them all. We see them all. And of course, social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Please check us out on there. Tag us, DM us, anything. We're involved in all that stuff. And we did mention Patreon. I want to mention them again. Thank you guys so much for everything you do. And again, another shout out to Ray. And we always like to say that we are proud to be part of the Pantheon Podcast Network of shows. Tons of great shows. Check them out, pantheonpodcast.com. We're there. Tons of other great ones.
Tom, people can DM us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. YouTube. That is consistently growing, as I say every week.
Yep.
We appreciate when you sign up and subscribe. Please go over, hit the subscribe button, and you'll get any of our new episodes. Then please give us one of those 5-star child reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Facebook, Podchaser, wherever you can give us a 5-star review. It helps the show. It's one of those things that I like to say when people ask, how can we help the show? First, Patreon. Second, give us one of those 5-star child reviews. And also, we always like to tell people they can go to our Amazon store. That helps the show as well. You'll see that on our shoutitoutloudcast.com website. So you go there, you click on our Amazon store, and gold nuts, buy everything. And after that, Tom, I always like to tell people, make sure they want to email us at shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com, shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. Tom, what I like to end with is always famous last words. Do you got any?
I do. But before we get to famous last words, I want to jump on what you said about leaving reviews and recommendations, because we do have a Facebook recommendation, a new one.
Ooh,
So if you're not familiar with this, it's Facebook's version of like doing a review. We got one from Steve Folsom.
Oh, cool.
So he used the recommendation function and said, Steve Folsom recommends Shout It Out Loudcast. And then his comment was the KISS pod to follow with 3 exclamation points. Steve Folsom, thank you for taking the time to do that. That is huge. We appreciate it very much. That's an awesome thing that you did for us. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. And Tom, you got those famous last words for us?
I'm a man. I'm no baby. And you're looking every inch a lady. You're good looking. And you're looking like you should be good.
Come on and love me.
Yeah, baby.
Sitting in the back, her head down in my lap, the moonlight shining down on her hair. The radio was playing, her fingertips were straying, her mama didn't know she was there. No.
Wow. That's poetry, baby.
Yep. Tom, thank you. KISS Army, thank you. Loudcasters, thank you. KISS Cruisers, KISS Tards, Jeff Trott, Hotter Than Hell Steve Wright, Jeff Kinsley and Michelle, all our Loudcaster friends we met on the cruise, Tom Selleck, Montreal, Doug, and more. Thank you for a fucking awesome time.
Guys, thank you so much for everything. All of your contributions to the show, whether it's through Patreon or just through interaction. You guys are the best. And just thank you to everybody out there for making this cruise just a fucking blast of a week. Our cabin mates, of course, Tony and Tracy, we love you guys. And then Steve and his Pennsylvania buddies, Trot, Jeff, Michelle, everybody that we spent time with during the week. It was just amazing. Just really, really a great time. And Zeus, as always, my friend, what a trip. Thank you.
Peace out, Girl Scout.
So here's a song. Here's a song. That is a celebration of 2 of my obsessions. One of those obsessions is KISS, and the other obsession is genealogy. And this song ties into both of those because it's about a subject that I know you all like, whether you're too shy to admit it or not. Here it goes.
DJ, say less. Let's do this. Bring it down the house now. Let's do it.
I'm done.